Well, it's 10:30 p.m. You know where your children are. Hopefully they're not listening to this show. Off the rails. Alex, Danielle. See, normally you guys kind of key in there a little bit. I was trying to give you an opening. But that's the first opening tonight I gave you that you missed.
Okay, but
so I want that on the record.
Last week, when I chimed in, you looked at me like you were like, "What are you doing?" So this week I was like, "I'm not going to do that."
See, I don't believe the first one. No, I didn't look like that, did I? Well, we got tape. We got this on. We got this recorded.
You always look like that when any of us talk. Like, why are they talking on my show?
Who gave them a mic?
I wouldn't mind there being two. I'm just saying. Hold on, Greg. Go ahead and say something, though.
Oh, I have a new mic.
Great.
I can participate now. Thank you so much.
Nice, right?
I am actually a part of the show again.
Okay.
I like it.
Here's the funny thing is the mic came in like right after the show on Friday.
Oh, perfect.
So we were like, oh man, I wish this would have come in a few hours ago. But then Alex says, I'm going to take the new mic and give Greg mine. I'm like, no, you broke it. He gets the new one. And we actually debated this for a couple days.
Well, hang on a second here. I'll admit that I was going to say in the beginning, I'm going to grab the new mic. I'm going to give Greg this mic. But here's the thing. I came to the conclusion of not doing that on my own.
After I said it a couple hundred times?
I didn't even hear you. I didn't even hear you. I didn't even say it. You didn't even say it. But, like I said, I came to the conclusion at that point. I mean, Danielle
completely on your own.
Yeah. I made up my own mind, though. I'm my own man. I can make up my own mind here. So I decided, though, that it would be rude of me to do that. And so after further thinking it through, I realized that, Greg had to deal with the crap for so long that he ought to get the caddy when he gets in, when he gets in there. Mm-hmm. Like, he ought to be able to break her in. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much.
I think it's only fair.
It is.
Well, yeah, because he couldn't talk for how long because you broke his mic. Actually, you broke your mic and then switched it so that he had the broken
Passed
mic.
it off on somebody else.
I didn't pass it off on you initially, though.
No, technically
you passed
it off on Adrian.
Yeah, which anytime you can give him a broken mic, it's not so bad. Make it a challenge for the cat, just make it a challenge. Like, come on, why don't you give a good interview without mic, guy?
We were sharpening his interview skills.
Yeah,
there you go.
It was, little OJT.
Do an interview like you had to go through the drive-through of a Burger King. Go.
Okay, now you're in a hurricane. Snowstorm.
Adrian. Gunfire. Well, you got to be prepared, man. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, got to be able to think on your feet.
Got to be able to think right on them feet, though. All right, so let me do the introductions. I didn't even introduce anybody yet.
You did not.
Like anybody knows or cares who we are.
Exactly.
Nobody's listening.
Nobody's even listening. There's probably a couple people listening. I got a message saying somebody's listening right now, as a matter of fact.
They were our first lister in 6 months.
You know what this is? This did start at 10:31, though, and it's 10:34, so you may not be listening still. I don't know.
Right?
It's 4 minutes old. Anything could have happened. You could have the Wirecast start popping up like the UFOs, man. I thought we were getting invaded when I watched it again. It's just Wirecast, like they were coming to get you.
Yeah, it was ominous, really. It really was.
And I had some good rants on that show, man.
You did.
Yeah.
Like, I was angry.
The whole show.
You want to know something, though, after the show? Felt fine.
He was so nice after the show, which it was nice because it was my birthday, so it wasn't like, we get off air and we're still screaming at each other. So it was like my birthday, and he was all happy. And we had a really fun time. We went out and it had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Look, I can tell you right now, one of the advantages later on, and I didn't even think of it this way, but now I do. One of the advantages later on in life, if you have done something prior, like some people talk about fraternities and a lot of these different organizations that are out there, non-political organizations that are out there, right? One of them is like veterans organizations. Mm-hmm. Except for, here's the thing. The veterans organizations, like if the retired guys are bars.
Right.
They own them. They run them. You get cheap drinks. You can go in there and basically do what you want. And just a whole bunch of other vets. So it's a bunch of other dudes that were in the military too.
And they love young people.
Well, of course they do, because here's the thing, though. You had so many people join those organizations because of like what wars they were in. Well, the amount of people that were involved in wars or involved in the military goes down as a percentage of the population, right? And these guys are part of a generation that are dying off pretty quick, you know? And again, this is not to disparage. This is just age, man. You know, these are numbers, man. I can't do anything about it. And they notice, you know? So, but the thing about it is, look, it's a bar. You go there, you have fun, you drink, you have a good time. Every Friday and Saturday night you go there. There's a group of people that go there. And, you know, some people come in and out. They go on Fridays, Saturdays. But if you're going to go out to a watering hole, this is the one you go to, right?
Right.
And I love it. It's
We're
a good time.
regulars there.
Every if we go out on Fridays or Saturdays, that's where we'll end up going. And we don't get to go out very much, but if we do, that's where we're going to go.
Right.
It's and honestly, I won't go there, but like maybe I might go there by myself on a Friday night, and I'm there 2.5 hours, right?
Not even.
Not even.
Not even. And I think the three of us go maybe once every other month. We're probably out.
Yeah.
So the three of us get to go out.
It's just you know what it is, man? It's like don't think of it lyrically like Piano Man. You know the song Piano Man? Don't think of it like the same kind of people that were there, because those stereotypes don't match what I'm talking about.
Right.
But think of it, the ambiance of it all, though.
Right.
The ambiance of the song Piano Man is that right there. Now, here's the cool part. These people are not jukebox players. They're not opposed to the jukebox. They don't play it because they won't put the money in it to play it.
Right.
So whenever I go there, for the most part, I literally own the jukebox.
Okay, and you have to understand, because most people are like, oh, well, great. Alex is obsessed with the jukebox when he goes out. Like, that is his purpose for going out to the bar, is to get a Jack and Coke and play the songs that he wants to listen to on the jukebox. And if he cannot do either one of those things, drink Jack or play his songs on the jukebox, he does not want to go out.
No, she ain't lying. She ain't. At the end of the day, she really ain't lying.
Do you really choose the places that you can go out to based on the jukebox?
Yes.
Whether or not they have one and what the selection inside it is?
Yes.
Now, I don't care about selection nowadays, though.
Well,
No.
because they're connected
They're
to
all
the
connected to
internet.
the internet. You can get any song you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
You got to pay more for it, though, if you want to do it that way. So selection does mean a little bit, but where I go, it's in Newport Richie, and so a bar plays the music I like. It's a bar music. You know what I mean?
So,
Right.
yeah, so we do. I mean, if he's very leery of going to a new bar because they may not have a jukebox, and we have left.
Or they have a band.
Or they have. Oh yeah. Well, if there's a band playing and he can hear it from the outside, we ain't going in. But
Not for the most part, unless I can go upstairs. Like, there's one place that if I can go where I'm away from everybody, to where you can just hear the music but not have to deal with the music feel of it all, then I will do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know where
the Coral Reef.
the Coral Reef.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the greatest thing about this bar, by the way. The Coral Reef is a 2-story bar, and only one story is really used. The other story is open, but it's not manned. Nobody's up there but a couple pool tables, and there's
And
a
the
bar.
three of us if we're
there's
there.
a bar, but the bar's empty. Like, there's nothing in the bar whatsoever. It's just an empty shell of a bar. And then there's more chairs. But it goes the length of the place like the first floor does.
Yeah.
And the most people I've ever seen up there is 7.
And it was your group?
I was
We're
3 of the
only
7,
three.
though.
But
Yeah, it
Alex-
was another group of 4 that was up there. Is the most I've ever
Alex
seen.
goes to the bar so people will leave him alone. and so his most enjoyable bar experience is if the three of us can just sit in some little corner and just kind of drink, listen to the music, you know, talk a little amongst each other.
Hold on here. I'm actually going to totally disagree right now.
Oh my gosh.
Now, hold on a second. While it is true that it is very, very, very true that I would rather go to a bar that has less people than more people. Having the people there is still a key, and there are still people like the bartenders that I'll talk to, and at the AmVets, there's people
Right.
I will talk to.
But
Now, I don't want to sit there and talk all night to them.
You want to be left alone.
Not all the time, but a lot
For
of
the
times.
most part. If we go to a bar and the only person who has spoken to us is the bartender, that's a good night.
But I'm not going to get mad if somebody
No,
talks to
no,
us.
you're not, and you'll be very
And
pleasant.
I say hi on the way
yes,
in.
Yes, and you're very pleasant and everything. But the most enjoyable experience you have at the bar is if it's just the three of us with very little interaction with anyone else, and you get to listen to your music on the jukebox.
Yeah, that's right. That is actually totally what it is. That is totally. You know what? You know what I tried to
You
do.
would think it would be cheaper
Why don't you
to
just stay home? Stay home where you have your own music and no one's going to bother you because you're home.
And you'll still have a bartender because me or Kelly will make the drinks because you don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what? I like the ambiance of a bar. I like going out and having a couple drinks.
As long as
Everybody
it's a lot like home.
Well, here's the thing. I like leaving this environment, going somewhere else, and look. I interact with people, though. She's making it out like I don't interact with people. I totally do.
You do, but it's not like that's like most people go to a bar to meet new people. Like it's like, oh, we'll go to a bar, we'll say hi to people, maybe we'll meet someone and have a good time, and we'll make new friends. That's not your goal.
No, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, if I see somebody that I know there, then that's great. And I have, look, every bartender
Yes.
that we have a phenomenal relationship with
With
those
every
people.
bartender that we go. So if we go downtown, there's a couple places that we go, and every bartender downtown loves us.
Yeah, we go down there to the same, to the we
The
only have
ones
a
with the
couple that we go
jukeboxes.
to. Yeah, we know the
Based
ones
on
with the
the
good
jukeboxes.
jukeboxes. Oh, no, Village Pub, best jukebox. We'll see if it still is. They just changed up. We haven't been there in the new thing. I'm a little nervous, actually. Like, I'm almost feeling like my heart's about to get broken, to be honest with you.
We have a
I think I heard this
Yes,
story, actually.
he actually likes the way like the bar was set up and everything. And she came to him one night and said, "They're remodeling everything, and it's gonna be great." And he was like, "Oh, oh."
Oh, no, resistant to change. Oh, no.
And then the whole rest of the night, he's leaned over, going, "I wonder what they're gonna change here. Oh God, I hope they don't change that. Oh man, you think they're gonna change that over there?"
She ain't lying. She ain't even lying there. No, it was
And it
sitting
was
there
just
going,
the two of us. We were there to just have a drink on the
Oh,
way
yeah,
home.
yeah. I was on the way home from somewhere. Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, here's the thing, though. In those places, though, I actually think we found a new one, though. That sports bar is pretty cool.
No, the sports bar is pretty cool, but I still really I enjoy the Ambets, and you know why I enjoy the Ambets is because other people talk to me and Kelly. Like we don't have the same aspirations of people not speaking to us as you do. So for us, it's kind of cool because
Yeah, I love it when you guys talk to people.
Well, because we leave you
'Cause
alone.
No. 'Cause yeah, it's like a double win.
I'm even more left alone.
Yeah.
I don't even have to talk
But
to
you
the
guys
people
have
that
fun,
came
though. You
with
guys
me.
have fun. You can go out and
We
talk
all
to
live
each other.
together so that me and Kelly have someone to talk to, and we don't have to bother you.
Thank God.
That's why this all works.
Here's the thing, though. You'll be happier.
Yes. And
Because
we're all-
I'll be there and I'll have comment back and forth. It's like when I go to the bar. I swear to God, what I do is I sit down and and if the bartender comes over, me and the bartender talk. If anybody wants to talk to me, they can come up and engage me in conversation. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to be short. I might even talk for a little while longer, and I'll talk longer than than I'll make sure that they don't leave. That the person doesn't leave without having their full conversation, if that's what they were looking for. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
But I'm not out there like gonna go, hey, how's it going, guys? What are you guys doing? And I'm like, no, don't give a shit. Sorry.
No,
If you want to talk, let's talk. Well, I don't know, but
So we'll all go, and if we go to the AmVets, then other people know me and Kelly there. So he'll just come in and kind of say, "Oh, hi," and he gets his drink, and then he's good. Let me go to the jukebox, and I'm good. But other people will be like, "Hey, girls," and because there's some of the older women that go there too, and they love young people over there. They're like obsessed. Oh my gosh, you're under 80, and so they come over, and me and Kelly talk to everybody, and he can just sit there and be left alone
yeah. But I'm
And
not
it's a-
considered the asshole though, then,
because he brings us.
because I bring them. Isn't that great, by the way? I don't even know how we got on that subject, by the way, at all.
Because it was my birthday Friday and we went out.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. That's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon right there.
And we did go to the Ambets, and it was a lot of fun. In fact, I think we bought very few drinks, even though we drank a lot, because every time someone said, "Oh, it's your birthday, let's buy all three of them a drink." You
That's
guys
true.
benefited
Now-
greatly from
yeah.
it being my birthday.
Oh yeah, no, and you don't even see it as much. Do you know that this place has chips? You know what chips are, right? Like buying people drinks, they give you a chip.
Right.
Well, they're used a lot there. Like what happens is because they have different things that are games of chance that can have a financial return. Sometimes when those things happen, is that somebody buys around for the bar, or somebody just buys around for the bar because it.
Or if it's your birthday.
Because it's fun to buy around for
Hold
the
on,
bar.
because it's $3.50
Because
for a
it's
Jack and
$3.50 a
Coke.
drink. So if 10 people are at the bar, it's
You know,
like $30
Jack
and
and Coke's
everybody loves you.
Yeah.
So sometimes people just buy rounds. I don't buy rounds. I never really come in there with that much
No.
money.
Because it's $3.50 a drink. Who needs that much?
Yeah.
Who carries that kind of cash on him?
I had enough drinking for me. I didn't have enough drinking to buy rounds for people and shit. But at any rate, I always leave there with chips, man. Like you always buy a couple. You buy a couple of your own, and then somebody's like, "Hey, buy a drink for the round. Drink for a round for everybody."
And then if it's your birthday, which it was mine, you all of a sudden we'd be drinking, and all of a sudden chips would be laying in front of our drinks again, and we'd be like, "Where did these come from?" And the bartender would be like, "Oh, it's your birthday. He over there says happy birthday." Everybody has them. So like, it was like, well, the three of them need a drink because it's her birthday. So we were drinking all night and pretty much
Three of you look like you're playing poker with your stacks of chips in front of you.
Well,
For a while.
here's the thing, though. What can end up happening is there is an unintended consequence of this, and it's called the drink war. By the way, one side. Like, there'll be a couple guys, like, on one side of the bar and a couple guys on the other side of the bar, and they'll be like, hey, they're going back and forth, maybe talking trash a little bit to each other, right? And be like, hey, you know what, buy them guys around over there, buy them around on me. And then, somebody will go, you know what, no. Hey, you know what, get them, next one's mine. You tell them next one's mine. There's no arguing this, right?
And we're somewhere in the middle drinking like fish.
Well, yeah, they might do it for everybody, or they might just do it with each other. You haven't seen the one where it really is serious back and forth.
No, I haven't.
So I've seen this. I've witnessed this. I've been there. I've been part of it. I didn't win, by the way.
I don't know that anybody wins in this game.
Sometimes
except the bar.
The bar wins. That's for sure.
What, $3.50 a drink? How much are they winning though?
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you this right now.
There's
I think
still a big profit.
But I think that they buy their stuff tax exempt too. I think, don't they?
No, that's not a nonprofit. No.
Oh. At any rate, I don't know how they do it. Then it's just beautiful how they do it. You know why nobody's making a killing on the thing, man? The building just is there. The stuff is there. There's no owner.
Yeah. And
In reality, there's no owner. There's the guy, the commander. He's just it ain't his place, I
And
got to
it's
meet
a
him on
fun
Friday,
time.
actually.
Yeah, you do. Actually, right after the show. But no, and it's a fun time, and people know us, and so like now all the little inside jokes between everyone, and they all mess with each other. Like, it is no joke what these people do to each other. I mean, they stole this one woman's horn off of her walker, and like made
Off
her
her walker,
off of her
by the
walker,
way.
and made her bring in baked goods like they held it ransom.
Hey, old lady, I'm stealing your walker horn until you make me some brownies.
That lady will give it like she gets it, though.
No,
Make no
she
mistake
totally
about it.
does, because she'll tell.
They didn't steal it because she's a frail old lady in a walker. They said because she uses that shit as a weapon.
She's a feisty little old lady, man, and she's awesome. And she'll be like, "I need another drink," and the bartender will go, "No, you've had enough." And she's like, "You're such a bitch." And this is what you're listening to as you're sitting at the bar.
You're such a bitch. That's how it is, right there.
Tammy, you're a bitch. But I love you, but you're a bitch.
Oh yeah, nothing but love there though. But it's just like my dad was a member of this one before he died.
Yeah.
One of the founding members or something like that. I found out his nickname.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Gambling Denny.
Gambling Denny.
Yeah, never knew that. You know why? Because he does the same thing that I do. I go in there and I buy $20 worth of pull tabs. You just sit there, rip them. You win, you lose, you lose. I only do it once, though. Dad used to probably do it more than once, but I only go in there and do it once. I just get a certain amount, I put them in front of me, and I've been on such a cold streak for so long, it's not even funny.
Oh, it was hard.
But I view it as donation because all the money goes back to the AmVets.
Yeah. So.
There you go. You get my gambling money. You get my Here's the thing. You know what AmVets? You know what you get? You get a lot of my sin expenses.
That's how you get the $3.50 Jack and Cokes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But
Pass the savings on to you from
You say it.
It's like
Say
you're
it.
drinking tonight.
degenerate gamblers. There you go.
I thought he was having a seizure.
Someone shove a wallet in his mouth.
He seized.
Yes, but we always have a good time when we're there. It's a lot of fun. And sometimes we do go downtown, which it does cost us more to drink, but it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, we were going downtown before we go in there. You know?
What? Oh,
We were going downtown before we
you
were going there.
Before you were a member, we would go downtown.
Yeah.
Remember when we made you walk home?
Yeah, it was a long way.
You were mad.
Yeah, I was not happy.
We're like, okay, we'll call a cab at the next block, and we get to the next block, be like, well, we might as well just keep walking. It's just right over there. We'll call a cab at the next one. And all of a sudden, we were home. He was so mad at us. This is like 2 miles.
No,
2.5
your
miles.
ass, it's 2 miles. Your ass, it's 2 miles. It's every bit of 4. maybe even 5. Now, here's the thing, man. If you're just walking that on a Saturday, that's not such a bad thing. It's Saturday night, 1:30 in the morning. You've been drinking all night. Not necessarily in the walking mood.
So
you know what I'm saying?
we stumbled for 4 miles.
And they kept teasing me with the freaking cab, by the way. It was like a tease, like a little bit longer, we get a cab. We're at the door.
It's the carrot hanging.
Oh, yeah. And I fell for the shit, too, man. Fell for it, like just fell right in the hole for it. Can't believe they got me.
For like 6 months, every time we would go out, he'd go, "We ain't walking home. I'm just telling you bitches right now, we ain't walking home. We ain't even leaving if you do think we're walking home."
I want to see cab money. I want to see cab fare right now. You know what I'm saying? What's the plan? Who you calling? What are you doing?
You have
I want
the
to
card
know.
for Joe's taxi. Let me see it.
We ain't playing this game. I'll drive drunk because you ain't gonna pull me over anyway. I'm
will
not driving
drive-
drunk
no,
as
no.
a courtesy.
You're not.
But it's a courtesy, though.
You're not driving drunk.
I'm not gonna drive drunk, but I'm saying it's a courtesy, though.
No.
It's a courtesy.
That is the
No,
one
I
rule
would
that
not
we
be
have.
pulled over for doing it.
I know you wouldn't, but we still just don't do it. That's the rule.
Yeah. I agree with the rule, by the way. I
That's
don't.
the house rule.
That's
I don't
not-
care about it.
No, I don't care about it either. No, that's the no. I firmly actually agree with that. I don't think anybody should drive drunk. Not at all.
And when he goes by himself, he goes and drives there, and one of us picks him up.
Yeah. I get picked up and home. Then it's them picking me up.
Well, what do you guys think about driving stoned? Because like all these states legalizing. New Hampshire now legalized
Yeah,
today. What about driving stoned?
Can I plead the fifth?
Let me say it like this: driving with any kind of
We do not advocate for driving
Well, hold on.
under
Let
the
me.
intoxication of any
I'm gonna
substance.
say it like this. I just want to make sure that I get it right, though. You shouldn't get behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Right.
Okay.
However, if you look at what the effects of marijuana are at a certain level, there's a certain amount of marijuana that would be in your system that would be less harmful than almost anything else, and in some ways would have some advantages. So I can understand that if you have done it, that you probably didn't drive as fast, you were more careful, and that you were obeying the speed limit, but you could still have a good time obeying the speed limit because you were high. You know what I mean? Just the fact of being high is a good time. So if you're driving and high, then you're having fun either way. It didn't matter what you were doing; you were still having fun.
Check out these trails, man.
But if you go too far, though, like if you're too high, just like if you were too drunk, then you're screwed.
Right.
With that being said, you shouldn't drive high either. And if it's gonna be legal, whether we agree with the laws as their drunk driving laws are written right now, I have less of a problem. I have a little bit of a problem with them, but I have less of a problem with them. I just think that the law themselves should be adjusted accordingly. So,
Do you think there should be a legal limit with how much marijuana you smoke, just like there is with alcohol?
I'm going to say it like this. Just my opinion, only my opinion. If there is going to be a law on that, that law has to happen at like a county level. And I would say that if I'm at the county level and I'm voting on it, though, I'm going to have a limit. I would vote for the limit.
Yeah.
Maybe that would change. Maybe eventually I'd get rid of the limit. As it stands right now, I would have a limit. It might be higher than what the normal is right now, but we all know that there's a point that you have that you're too high to drive or too drunk to drive. Both of those things are there. Having one drink, you're not too drunk to drive, even though they've almost got it to the point now where it's like one drink and you can get it.
Right. With
I
the
really
limits
think
that
it ought to
they've
be a 2-drink or a 3-drink deal. Like, you ought to be able to blow 3 drinks. Because here's the thing. 3 drinks, but again, they want no drinking and driving. Because they think buzz driving is drunk driving. Now, I think that's crap. However, there's a limit there. So I would be in favor of a limit. But that limit would be higher than what you've seen coming out of a law enforcement now anyway. It would have to be so messed up that even you would go, yeah, that guy was, yeah. he was messed up.
But see, that guy, he's sitting through the stop sign, and you didn't have to pull him over. He was just stopped already. So
No. Here's the
I've been that guy.
No. Well, you're not really moving that point. Then it's not even a moving violation. So what does it matter?
It is, as long as the car is turned
I
on.
know legally it is. But all I'm saying is that I would, if that decision is going to be made, though, the county makes that decision.
Okay.
So that's one of those. How can I say this? It's one of those ways that shows that while ideologically I'm a libertarian, I don't think I am as much of a libertarian as I am for local control. Does that make sense?
You're a local totalitarian.
No, I'm not a local totalitarian, but here's
Yes.
the thing: you are
Yes,
going to have.
he is.
Localitarian.
Yes.
There it is. You're a localitarian.
I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
Our house is a dictatorship.
Actually, oh hey, I've said that many times.
I think that you. No. I think that.
It's
Look,
really not.
I think that I am for each community living how they want to live. So you can't make a blanket rule. You can't make a blanket law that affects that community either. They got to be able to make their own laws as well.
Okay.
I do actually agree with you. I think that a community has the right to be governed the way that they want to be governed, even if I feel like that it's too much for me personally. I don't have to live there, and if that's the way they want to live, they can.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, I think you have some basic human rights, though. Of course, they can't. They can't really do that. But local places normally don't do that stuff, and if they do, they get in a lot of trouble for that.
Right.
Oh, you gonna open the window?
I have to.
Oh, okay.
Sweating balls over here.
Can we have one, Danielle?
You want me to get it for you?
No, I don't want you to get it for me. I'm just asking permission.
That's fine. You can.
But are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mysterious woman, are you going to be the? Will you be the go-getter on that? Oh my goch, that's America. Thank you so much.
That's
guy.
America.
That is America.
Servants fetching your things.
Sir, come on now.
Kidding.
So how you like the new mic? How you feeling with that?
I like
is that
the
working?
new mic.
Go ahead, say a tough word.
A tough word.
Yeah, say like.
Libertarian. If you're not there on Saturday and I'm sitting there with my son, I'm like, I'm not there. I'm not a libertarian.
Libertarian.
Man, this sucks.
And
This is bunch of bullshit.
we went out there, and I was feeling horrible. It was
Oh, by the way, we got hammered the night before.
Hammered. It was my birthday.
That was the birthday. The next morning at 10:30, we're out walking doors.
Yeah. So we got
Thank you.
hammered, and then woke up in the morning and went and drove to St. Pete, and we're walking down. At some point, Alex is pulling up to where we have to start in the neighborhood that we're pulling up, and he's not even making coherent sentences anymore. So, he's just saying random words that he thinks go together to make a point.
I was not in a conversational mode, even though I was driving, though. So.
He was driving, and he was fine to drive, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And he's like, man, I drank too much last night. And I'm like, you drank yourself retarded.
She ain't lying. Hey, can I get a lighter, though?
Well, are you going to bogart the ashtray?
Yes.
No, I'll
yes.
share. I'll put it right here. How about
So-
that? How about that? How about
so-
that? Even, hold on. Wait a second, man. No need to burn me, though. Like, I'm bringing it over, and you're like, yeah, good. I get your arm close enough. Bam! That's for the mic for 6 months, you bastard.
You were thinking about taking the new one?
Yeah, how dare you
Coming after my mic.
I'm gonna burn you, boy, right now.
Get away from my mic.
Oh my gosh. But we actually I had the most interesting time walking, because I get to someone's door, and this is a fun story. I get to someone's door, and he's like, let me guess, medical marijuana. And I'm like, no, but I do agree with it. And he goes, okay, David Jolly. And I'm like, no. And he goes, Charlie Crist. And I'm like, no. And he goes, Alex Sink. And I'm like, no. And he goes, all right, you got me. I don't know why you're here. And I didn't want to tell him why I was there, because he liked guessing games. So I just go, I'm a libertarian. And his eyes got super wide, and he's like, no freaking way, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not kidding you, I'm really a libertarian. And so he's like, can you come in? Is that against the rules? Can you come in here? You have to see my computer. Does he think libertarians are like IT specialists?
Yeah. Right?
What are we, the Geek Squad? I mean, I know that's what we look like, but
It's like, man, he's got the wrong libertarian because I don't know shit about computers. So I was like, sure, okay. And I knew that Christine was just a couple doors down. She seen where I was. So I go in, and on his computer screen was the Nolan quiz with his dot very firmly, like very almost tip of the spear, libertarian.
Did he lean right or left?
He leaned a little left.
He leaned a little left.
Yeah, just went to the left.
That's usually how I register.
That's where I'm
on
at.
it.
Yeah. So he's like, look, I just took this. He took it 20 minutes ago. Didn't really know libertarian, started looking up what a libertarian was on the computer and was researching it when I knocked on his door and was like, I'm a libertarian.
And she
That's
knocked
awesome.
on his door.
Knocked on his
Switched
door.
his party affiliation around the
Oh,
spot.
yeah, he switched right there.
That's like the easiest sell you've
Right?
ever had.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I've had easier ones.
Well,
The last time I went walking, because I don't get to go a lot, but the last time I went walking for the Pasco LP, I walked up to someone's door, and she says, I'm so frustrated with politics. You are literally the answer to my prayers. I was up this morning praying that someone fix this political system, and you knocked on my door an hour later.
you are a messenger from God.
No, here's the thing. You want to know what the truth of it is, though? Do you really want to know the truth of this? Because it's not an amazing thing.
It's
I mean,
not.
it is. But here's the thing.
It's really cool when it happens, though.
For as little as libertarians as a whole are actually doing this, it is a little bit of a miracle. But it only goes.
It was a freak occurrence.
But it shows you the. Look, what percentage of the population do you think is actually thinking that at this time? Like, what percentage of the
Almost all of
population
them.
is so fed up with everything that just you by knocking on their door, look, you're doing something. Like, here's the thing. When's the last time a Republican or a Democrat knocked on their door? Some more frequently than others, but they never get a libertarian. Imagine if those people started knocking on people's doors and saying, hey, I'm a libertarian. This is what we do. Here's where we go. Because people don't know shit. Like, I don't know how better I can put it out for you. You know what I mean?
People don't know shit.
Communication's still an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm working on. Trust me, I'm working on it, man.
But
I'm building the whole. I mean, we're building the whole thing. I mean, it's not just myself. I shouldn't say that, but
yeah.
all I'm doing is identifying problems and trying to come up with solutions to these problems. When it comes to, like, I hear a complaint from a county affiliate, I'm like, how do we change it here? Get it done. You know,
But
for the
almost-
communication. I'm building new websites.
Almost every time we go
Your
walking.
Facebook pages?
Yeah, right. When to go with the 8 million others. Every time we go walking, I have some kind of experience like this where someone's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're at my door," and this is why I can't. You know, like I've been thinking about switching parties. It is almost every single time that I go out. So it's not. Listen, it's not me. It's not him. It's not. It's just these people are looking for something. All we gotta do is knock on their door.
Well, hold on. That you discount yourself with that one, though, because the thing is in the way in which you were able to explain it and the way in which others are able to explain it is two different
Well,
things
that is
entirely.
true. No,
So you're able to give a legislative report, like, you know, you're able to talk about things.
Right.
Like, there's no question that person could possibly even think of to stump you,
right? No, there's nothing.
you know?
I haven't been stumped with a question not for years.
I had somebody bring up the NSA.
Did you?
Oh, Greg, go ahead. What were you going to say?
What are you gonna say?
Our friend's neighbor has David Jolly signs in front of their house.
Oh, that's
We went-
sad for them.
Well, yeah. Well, we were thinking of sending the big guns in to go knock on their door.
Yeah, we go knock on their door.
You know what I'm going to tell him? David Jolly gave $30,000 to Democrats since 2006. And
Did you
the biggest contributor donor being Jesse Jackson Jr.
That's what I would say. Did you want your Republican nominee to be the one donating to Jesse Jackson Jr.? You know, the one that's currently in jail for election fraud.
Yeah, this dude bought part of his Rolex. All I'm saying.
David Jolly owns half of Jesse Jackson Jr.'s Rolex.
David Jolly's.
Maybe not half. Maybe not half. Maybe he didn't put all the money towards that. I'll give him at least a quarter, though. Quarter to a third, my opinion. Just my opinion.
But I'll give you this. He knows where the parking lots and bathrooms are.
Yeah, because he used to go up there to lobby for legislation that took away our liberties, assholes.
Like anyone who were to say, "Oh man, things have to change up there," and obviously Congress has a 9% approval rating. 81% of the people think that things need to change. Don't send up the guy that's been causing the problems for the last 25 years.
This is one of the reasons I hate Republicans, by the way. This is your guy. You had 3 people in that race. That's the one you pick? And not even only 25%. Here's the thing. I'm so sick of saying that they have all this power When in all reality, in their own base, what percentage of the base voted for those people? Total.
24%.
24%
No,
is all.
actually, when they counted absentee ballots, it was 27%.
27% of the registered Republicans voted in that primary. And out of that, Jolly got 54% of those votes. He basically, out of 400 and something thousand voters, 490,000 voters, he got 20,000 votes. Mm-hmm. Now, out of that, you got to figure Bircher got 11,000 and the other one got 14,000, right? Is that what it was?
Something like that.
So that's 20, 34,
I looked at the
44.
percentages. I didn't look at the vote totals because those numbers will be stuck in
so
my
it
head
was
forever.
44,000 people voted in that race.
Yeah, I think it was 44,900 Republicans went out to vote out of 127,500 that could have. Sorry.
We need, honestly, most of the people that would vote for Lucas Overby in the Republican Party wouldn't go and vote in the primary.
Right.
So here's the thing.
the-
I got 75% of their base that I can go after.
Because they
Yes.
didn't even bother to show up.
Exactly.
And if I got a quarter of that 75, if I got the same quarter out of the GOP that you're going to get, I don't need very many in the other side to be able to win anyway. And not in a special election. Special elections got different rules. Everything else, everything applies differently. And we go knock on everybody's doors. Democrat, Republican, don't matter. And everybody's coming.
And everybody is so mad.
Only reason Lucas will not win is if we do not knock on enough doors.
Yeah.
That is the only
That'll be
thing that
the
will
only
cause
reason.
Lucas to lose. If enough people know about him and we can... there's two things. If the logistics aren't handled for the get out the vote right correctly, but I think that they're going to handle it correctly, so I'm going to say that I think they are. If we knock on enough doors and identify enough voters, Lucas wins. And it's not even like one of those things where it's... You just have to get those people to the polls. Because I knock on doors and I get so many people every day that say, yeah, I'd vote for a Libertarian.
We go up there and I always say, I'd just like to let you know there's a special election going on March 11th, and then I'll say for Congressman Young seat. And I'll say, are you open to considering a Libertarian for that race? And I've only gotten a handful of people that have said no. And the majority of that is because they thought they already voted in the Republican primary and they were done.
Oh.
I actually, 4 different houses.
Low information voters.
4 houses that
Probably
I went
listen
to
to Rush.
on Saturday said, oh no, I already voted in that race. And I was like, well, yes, you did. I understand. But you voted in the Republican primary. There was 3 people on that ballot, and the winner of that will go to the general election in March. And they're like, no, I already voted in that election. The one for Bill Young, right? Yes. Yeah, I already voted. Thank you. And I'm like, well, no. There's still another day to vote on March 11th. No, I sent mine in. Thanks.
Wow. Just wow.
And at some point after explaining it 3 or 4 times, I was like, okay, you have a good day. Thanks.
This
Mark
is
that
why
one
we
as a
can't
no.
have nice things.
Yeah, mark that one as a no. But you got to remember, though, look, you can have 7 out of 10 people just completely stupid.
I haven't had
Just go
7.
find the 3 out of 10 that got their head on straight, man, and we're cool. But anyway, I'm just saying. I didn't want to get... See, we got off the rails by getting on the rails. We got to get back off the rails.
Sorry.
That's not your fault, though.
Well, it's
I
because we
think
were
I
talking
think it
about
was my
going
fault.
out and being hammered and then walking the next day and
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
make Greg feel bad because he did not get hammered and he was not walking.
That's all right. I'm not going to give him too much crap. He's got things going on.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. What can you do? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to take care of my 5-year-old. My wife had to work.
No. Hey, look, you know what you were dealing with? The most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't give
The
anybody.
reason we do all this.
I don't give anybody any shit for that.
No.
I mean, you ain't watching them on Sunday, but
And there you go.
that's all right. Though we couldn't do it Sunday because we had to drive to Jacksonville and then Tallahassee in one day.
Oh my god.
We had to meet with a guy in Jacksonville. Then we had to meet with some people in Tallahassee, stay the night there. And
We
then,
met with Bill Walsifer in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I met with Bill in
Nice.
Tallahassee, and then on Monday we actually worked, and
Had a
then
lunch
also
meeting.
and then
Did some lobbying.
during lunch we went to the Capitol during lunch. So
Pulled the new voter records.
yeah, I got the new voter records. So
Nice.
The
You know what?
lobbying was fun. You liked it.
Tallahassee is a weird animal, dude.
Yeah.
You ever been to Tallahassee?
No.
Oh.
You never spent any time there? None at all?
No.
Tallahassee's a little bit of a woodsy town,
It is.
but it's still a not a big city, but it's still a decent sized city though.
The city itself is very compact, but it's a big city inside the, like when you're in there, it's a big city. Like, the buildings are big and, it's a big city.
Not real big, but
there's people everywhere. I mean, this is a big city. You're never going to find parking. It's going to be a nightmare. But it doesn't take very long to get out of the actual city, and then it's very rural.
and they're all like most of them are brick houses.
And they're beautiful.
They're not like cookie cutter either, and they got a little land to them. Not a lot of land, but a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Couple acres,
bigger yards.
Yeah.
And then you go into the Capitol, and you just got just a bunch of damn politicians in one spot.
Stinking up the place.
Yeah, making.
yeah.
Well, we get there, the Florida. Okay, hold on. You want to tell me how just paper fake all this crap is? By the way,
Oh yeah, it was funny.
when we get to the Capitol, there is a bunch of people standing out in front of Rick Scott's office.
Florida for all.
Florida for All, one of the county groups or whatever. One of the Democrat groups.
It's a Dem group, but they
But
hate
they're like
Rick Scott.
Yeah, they're like an establishment Dem group though. They're a bad Dem group. There's no redeeming quality about them.
Okay.
They're up there complaining about Rick Scott purging the voter rolls, right? So they have this.
They have the little podium.
Yeah, with the press conference about Rick Scott needs to stop doing this and he's disenfranchising voters and yada yada yada. Now we didn't hear none of this stuff because we just went upstairs to go talk to the politicians because
That's what we're
that's
there
who
for.
makes the laws, dicks. So we went up there and we talked to our rep, Amanda Murphy, and just had a conversation when we were there. We were able to do that.
We talked to Senator Brandis.
Talked to Brandis, talked to a couple other people when we were there, right? So now here's the thing. When we go there, like Brandis knows who we are, Murphy knows who we are. The other ones probably know of us but don't really know who we are.
Wilton Simpson tried to, not remember who we are and
Yeah.
walk past us.
But we hate a lot of these people. We've called on air talking trash about most of the
Most
people
of
up
them.
there.
Yes.
And when we walk around this place, it's like, what? Do something.
When everybody's very polite to us.
But I'm not mean and I'm not rude, but we're just talking like, man, I wonder how much that cost,
Right.
Like I'm walking around complaining.
Yeah.
Like just how much you guys spent, like you needed the walkway, couldn't use the sidewalk underneath. But I'm walking around saying this in the hallways and shit, right?
Like, if you've never been inside the Capitol building, it is a complete maze.
It's a maze.
And you have to know what floor to get onto to get to where it splits, because there's the House side and then there's the Senate side, and then the building in the middle kind of has a few offices, but you have to know how tall to go to get to those offices, and there's land bridges.
Different elevators do different floors.
Right.
It's just like Hogwarts where the staircases move and stuff.
I think they do that shit.
So now I do pretty good. There was a couple times where I forgot the floor that the land
I'm
bridge
getting
was
the lay
on,
of the land now, though.
but I did pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I had to ask one person, where's the split? And she was like, oh, that's the fourth floor. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Once I knew where the split was, man, I could get us everywhere.
Yeah. So
we're walking around, and this press conference was there, and there was people there holding the little sign.
yeah, there are people that are holding the Florida for All signs, right? Press conference is over. We're getting ready to leave, and there's
I had to go to the bathroom, so you were standing there.
A couple of people holding the signs are standing there, and I didn't know what they did at the time. I didn't know what it was all about, and so I asked the guy, "Well, hey man, what were you guys holding the signs over there for? What were you guys doing?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know. I just had to hold the sign." I'm like, "So no. What was your issue, man? What was the problem?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I just had to hold the sign."
They just told me to
And I'm
hold
like,
the sign.
they just told me to hold the sign there, so I held the sign there. And I'm like, so you don't know why you were there? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And just had to walk away at that point because my head was ready to explode. Like, can you at least know why you're holding a sign at a press conference in Tallahassee? Like, it's a requirement that you are aware of this information for me to not want to choke you out.
Well, here's the thing is...
You could be talking about raping pygmy dogs, and you wouldn't have known any different.
And that's the thing. Think about this. If you're walking in Tallahassee and someone says, "Hey, can you come over here and hold this sign on camera?" What are you gonna say?
No.
My first reaction is, "No. What's the sign for? Wait, what are you doing?" Nah, I don't think so. Before they even were to utter a word, it'd be like, "Well, wait, what Well, what's the sign for? Well, what are you doing? What's the press conference about? Nah, you know what? Never mind.
I would probably be a little more gullible than you guys would be. I'd be like, what are you guys doing?
Look, a sign.
What are you guys doing, man? You guys having a good time over there? What's up? What are we protesting? Come on now.
Is there punch and pie?
So, yes, you may actually hold the sign.
It all depends. Here's the thing. I would know, but I would know why, though. I would ask some questions. I would get to the bottom of
At
this.
least as you were standing there with the sign, you'd be listening to what they were saying.
Well, yeah. This guy wasn't even listening to that. So we get over there, and there's some guy with a big, huge beard, like ZZ freaking
He
Top,
looks like ZZ
talking to
Top.
another guy that definitely had granola bars with him.
Some trail mix in his pocket.
And they were talking back and forth.
Probably how he finds his way back to his car.
And I go, and so I go to them, and I go, look,
What happened?
what
over there?
happened over there, man? So the guy starts telling me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Found out it was Rick freaking Flag that was telling me. Rick Flag is one of like
He
those
doesn't know
news
who, like-
announcers that does new. Oh, you don't listen to AM radio then?
Greg looks at you like,
Oh,
what?
Rick Flag is a gentleman that's been doing radio for a long, long time, and he does like the news updates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Rick Flag, Tallahassee. You know,
He does a lot of
Okay.
the top of the hour, bottom of the hour news updates and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if it's going on in Tallahassee, normally Rick Flag
Yeah.
for the radio stuff is doing it. You know, different people do it on different stations, but Rick Flag does it. I think around the state though. Like people
Yeah.
pick up Rick Flag's signal. You know what I mean? They pick up his
news
reports.
update. Yeah.
So, and I'm like, oh, thanks, Rick. I'm like, oh, Rick Flag. I know you, dude. How you doing, man? You know, he didn't know who I was. No,
Well, you didn't tell him either.
no, why do you want him to know? You know, I didn't want him to think I was pining. What is that noise? It's like we're going to the beach. Oh, but you probably don't hear it on the mic, though, do you? Well, you got to hear it on the mic if I
Yeah,
hear it.
if you hear it in here, but he's got the window open, so you're getting the breeze on his mic.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because his mic works now. It actually picks up
Yeah.
sound.
Oh, yeah. Well, turn that.
That's how this thing works.
Oh.
We're not used to it
When
being an
it
issue.
works, that's how it works.
That's amazing.
So when there's sounds near the microphone, they're amplified.
That's how it works. Wow. Wow. Man, that's so cool. We haven't even got to a subject yet, by the way.
We haven't. Did we like do show prep or something?
Yes, we did.
Didn't
And
we
Greg,
say some
Were
stories?
these
Greg-
stories not fun, though? I
Greg
thought they were
actually
blast.
tried to get us there at one point.
I
because
did.
He said about the, driving while. Oh my gosh, it's so loud in my ear. Driving while. And the whole driving while high because of New Hampshire. And New Hampshire is actually one of the stories in the show prep.
See, I actually attempted a segue, and
And you actually did very well at it. It was a very good segue. Alex just wasn't done talking.
Yeah.
Bong Line, New Hampshire. Do you want me to read this? Is that what you want me to do?
sure, why not?
After a heated and this is from Normal, working to return marijuana laws. Hold on, do you not want me to do this?
Like, I don't ever want you to read a story on air, by the way.
Well, then you do it.
It's
Or-
entertaining for me.
Greg,
it's not
you do
very
it.
particularly
No,
great
no,
Greg,
radio.
you
no,
do
no,
it.
no. Nobody. Go ahead.
Give me a lighter.
Hold
before
on, I
you
gotta
go.
pull it up.
Give me, well,
I
you
wasn't
ain't even
prepared
ready
to.
yet? What the hell?
Okay.
What the hell, Greg?
It's one thing to talk about the actual story and what it means, but you just read the whole story word for word.
I want
Yeah.
you to get the full and complete story.
Okay.
As written by whoever else did it.
Well, they were there, or they knew about it. Can I get the lighter, man?
well,
Is it in your pocket?
It's not in my pocket. I gave it back to Greg. Remember, I didn't want to be the lighter thief.
well.
I
After,
see. He's bogarting again.
He's not going to let you talk.
And best. No, go ahead. Turn my mic down. Just turn it down. Turn it down. There you go.
Okay, so after a heated and lengthy debate on the floor of the New Hampshire General Assembly, the lower chamber of New Hampshire's legislature today voted 170 to 162 in favor of House Bill 492, which seeks to legalize under state law the personal use and home cultivation of marijuana by persons 21 years of age or older and establish regulations for the retail production and sale of cannabis. Now that's America.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good day in New Hampshire.
Yes. Well, this historic vote makes the New Hampshire House the first state to ever vote in favor of regulating cannabis.
Well, they're actually the first legislature to actually do it because everywhere else was ballot initiative. The people voted to have it legalized. This was the first actual legislature that did it on their own without having it have to go to ballot initiative.
Right. The people didn't force the issue.
Right.
The representatives are actually representing the people.
They probably just like to get high.
Well, does
Well-
it show you that the Free State Project is winning?
I think it is.
Well, you also have to understand how small New Hampshire is. Now, I want to
Yeah.
know why they chose New Hampshire and not Rhode Island.
No idea.
Why not Florida?
I'm sure,
It's so
I'm
much
sure there's some
warmer.
history to that.
12 million voters, that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is why.
Rhode Island, like, you sneeze and you missed it.
True.
Like, that would be the easiest one. There's only, like, 4 people there.
Well, that is
Like,
true.
the
It is a
people in
tiny
this
state.
room could move there and take over a city council.
We could.
Look, my problem, and I'm glad this happened. I'm glad the Free Staters are getting victories like this because this is definitely a victory for the Free Staters. It's just too damn cold in New Hampshire, man.
It is. Well, see, to me, this doesn't say move to New Hampshire. This says another domino.
Right.
And it's only a matter
We
of
can get it
time
done
until
here.
I can stay in Florida and
Where
participate.
it's warm and cozy.
Yes.
You know, we can change Florida.
Exactly.
That's where I disagree with them on. They think you couldn't do it. It can't be done. I think it's happening either way. So, oh, it's the rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
The window
That's
is open.
what it is, the rain.
Did you not understand? We were like, it's because the window's open.
Well, yeah, but I didn't realize the rain was doing it though. Like you can have the window open before and it doesn't make a sound,
And that's why it's doing it now, because it's raining.
and it's windy
And the mic
too.
works.
And the mic works.
Oh, well, that's a bad combination tonight, Greg. Should have held that mic off for a week.
Well, I could close the window and you can put out your cigarette.
Wow, well, why would we want to do that?
So let's not do that.
Look, we can't smoke on the Friday show. At least we can smoke on the Wednesday show.
We'll just
you know?
sound like we're in a hurricane the whole show.
True.
Well,
As long as you
yeah.
get your nicotine.
Hurricane radio.
Reporting from the
You know,
center of the
that
storm.
almost sounded sarcastic.
It was meant that way. It wasn't an almost. It should have sounded sarcastic because
that's
it was
bullshit.
exactly how it was meant.
That's a bunch of BS right there. I got to tell you.
It's not your birthday anymore.
Wasn't almost.
I ain't having any fun. It wasn't my birthday. It was her birthday anyway.
My birthday.
My birthday's in August, and
Yes, it is.
still be the same way then. So
That's right. And then you know who wins on your birthday? Me and Kelly.
it's a bunch of bullshit. That's bullshit, Lotto. I ain't never hit them kids, Lotto.
Now, did you see the reporter in Colorado that got high while they were reporting?
Absolutely.
She actually got. Hold on, were they doing it on purpose?
Well, here's the thing: if you hang out in a car with people smoking cannon-sized joints,
In a place where it's legal.
then you're gonna get high. So it's kind of on purpose.
It's a good point, by the way.
She was doing extensive research on Colorado's revised cannabis laws. And then halfway through the segment, she found things to be really funny.
As marijuana is wont to do.
She's actually getting a contact high, and obviously this is probably someone who doesn't smoke that much because she couldn't handle her weed.
She couldn't handle a contact high?
No, she couldn't handle the.
Bitches can't handle they smoke, man.
Ain't that the truth? Damn right, man. Damn right.
So they're actually there, and she starts getting really giggly through the segment and forgets the questions as she's doing the interview.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
You didn't watch that video?
No.
Oh my god, it's epic.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Oh,
Greg, can you do it? Oh, it's a challenge. Dun dun dun. Can Greg Bowen play the clip on the air right now, including video?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I was
Oh
totally
wow, this is totally no.
I was totally
I agree.
unprepared to do this.
No,
but I'm
you're
gonna
right.
give
No,
it a
no,
shot.
you're right. No harm, no foul if you
So-
can't, man. But I want to see if you got the skills that pay the bills, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, how hot are you? How hot are you right now? You know?
She says, and this is because someone was interviewing her afterwards. She said, "My brain was a little fuzzy by the time I got out of there. I wasn't thinking right, and I couldn't remember even some of the questions I wanted to ask in the interview, which has never happened to me. And I found things to be really funny, much funnier than I normally do."
How in the hell is that illegal? By the way? A plant that has that kind of a human being, and you're going to make that illegal?
I
With
have,
everything between alcohol and marijuana, if you had to pick one, how the hell are you picking the marijuana? Why would you not pick the alcohol? They tried that shit. It didn't work. Then they flipped the script on it.
hold on.
Do we think he's going to be able to get it done by the way?
I'm trying.
I just don't understand how they made that illegal. Like it makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I know it sounds weird because everybody goes, "That's not the truth. It's not going to happen." Do you know how much more of a peaceful world it would be if more people were stoned?
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously, though, it would be a more peaceful world if more people were stoned. To be honest with you, you can say that there's bad effects to those things, and you're right. But the thing is the people that are going to get addicted to something. Honestly, what's healthier, weed or cheeseburgers?
We actually leave the cheeseburger.
Hold on.
Yeah,
No,
it
no.
always does for me.
Now, while you're right that weed does often lead to cheeseburgers
Or Doritos.
or Doritos,
Taco Bell, something.
there's people that
Taco
don't.
Bell.
Oh,
That happens a lot.
oh yeah, that's a good time. That is a good time. That's American, even though it's some Mexican food, but it's not really Mexican food though. That's an American
No,
version.
that is not Mexican
of Mexican
food.
Sometimes homemade nachos from whatever is left in the house.
Yeah. But ultimately, we didn't kill that person. It was the cholesterol.
It was the cholesterol.
The cholesterol. Blame it
because
on the
they
cholesterol.
could have been stacking on carrots.
Yeah, carrots and blue cheese. Even though the blue cheese is probably not good for you either, but we gotta have something.
Carrots and ranch. That's good.
I like carrots and ranch. That's a good time. Or carrots and blue cheese.
Yeah, that's good.
Or Funyuns. Or a big cheese pizza. What a great show that was, by the way. Hold on, you've seen parts of it, but you may not have seen the whole thing though.
What?
Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Are you talking about Half Baked?
Yes, there you go.
I have seen it.
Good movie.
In fact, I think we watched it twice the other night here.
Well, that's one that play on TV a lot now. It's a beautiful
and then
thing.
when it stopped, it played again, and we watched it again. Like we watched it twice in a row.
I have that movie on DVD.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
We watched it twice in a
Kill
row.
him, B. Kill B. Kill B. What a great cast of characters those were, by the way. God, Dave Chappelle, wasted talent. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't say that. Went out on top, too. I am done smoking now if you want to close the window.
The fish fry getting on
I
your
can't believe that it's that windy out there right now. What the hell's going on?
Rain.
See, this is why I can't even live in New Hampshire. This pisses me off. And I'm still wearing shorts. In New Hampshire, I'd have to be bundled up in the house.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Here's the thing. That's not freedom.
I don't think we'd survive. I mean, think about how bundled up we stay, and we're in Florida. I don't think we own enough clothes for us all to move to New Hampshire.
Well, no, you'd have to get a wardrobe that would fit that. You're absolutely right. You have to get jackets and big long things and things that
Big
warm
long
you
things.
and big boots. You'd have to get a lot of stuff, man. And here's the thing. I'm from Florida now. You know what I mean? Like I lived in Iowa. There was times where I had snowshoes and all that other stuff when I was a kid. But I moved down here when I was little, and I've been here ever since. And you know what? I don't want to go. Sorry, cold is tyranny.
Are you going to be able to play it?
I am going to test it. I'm going to check it right now. Okay.
How do you know?
Because I got the software over here.
Oh,
For anyone who is listening or watching this at home, like the three of you, we can actually hear it in our headphones, which is why
I fall for it every time.
Every single time. Are you ever not going to fall?
Are you
for
not
that?
going to be able to do it then?
You have to play it from this side.
I'm trying to play the video.
Nah, you gotta think about it like this though. The video's got to be
The video has
inside
to be
of
there,
the Wirecast.
But the audio won't come through.
I don't know how you do it though. Greg's might as well be a rocket scientist.
You
I'm
couldn't
a
even figure
caveman.
out the word.
That's how smart it is. I can't do it.
Got to be one of those scientists that works on those things.
I mean, you
that
can
shoot
play
up
the
into
audio
sky.
though. You can play the audio though. Couldn't
Yeah.
I
you?
can play the audio from this side, so that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Well, all right. We'll play the audio. How long is the clip?
It's 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Wow, that's a long clip.
We
though.
should actually go to break.
Go to break and play
let this play.
Let this play on. Are we allowed to do that, or are they going to try to close that down too?
No, I think
Bunch of
this is a
damn
YouTube video,
Nazi
so I think you
YouTubers.
would be able to do it.
All right. All I'm saying, YouTube, is if we have permission from the band, we should be allowed to play the music, man. I'm just saying, YouTube. But ultimately, you guys win because I don't know your technology nearly as well as I could, and I can't yell at you right on the spot when it happens. Like you guys can just cut us off. You guys have all control. So we need our own thing. I mean, can we do it ourselves? I don't know how you do that.
You want to build a YouTube?
You want...
He wants to build the
No.
alternative to YouTube.
Well, no, you don't want to do that.
He doesn't even
Well, I
know
heard
what
that- I
I'm
heard
doing
that you-
over here, but
I
he
heard it-
wants to build the alternative to YouTube.
Yeah, that does suck, by the way. I hate not knowing how to do that stuff. I wish I know how to do that stuff. If I could go back in time, I'd go back in time and learn computers. Totally.
And you do better than me.
Yeah.
Like, you talk about stuff, and I'm like, just set it up and teach me how to use it.
All right. Well, we want to play this clip, and we'll play the clip
Yeah.
over our break.
Oh,
Yeah.
before we do it, I want to do a proper intro for Greg and for Danielle.
An hour into the show.
Can we do it when we come back from break?
Okay. Well, I'll do it when we come back from break. Then I'll do it when we come back from break. But I'm going to do one though. I'm going old school boxing announcer for you.
It's not a surprise if you tell us how you're going to do it,
Oh, sorry. Well, then let the cat's out of the bag. Then I'm not doing that. I'm doing the opposite of that.
Totally not doing that.
I'm not
You're
doing
gonna
that
whisper
anymore.
I'm totally
everybody's
not doing
names.
I'm going to say it in satanic verses.
Ooh, all Salman Rushdie and everything.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I'm not
no
going to do that
idea.
either because I wouldn't know satanic verses anyway. So. If I don't care about one, I don't care about the other either. That's the thing. I'm not a Satan. You people are crazy too, So.
Let's go to break.
On that note, we're going to break, folks.
All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Off the Rails with Alex, Danielle, and Evil Greg.
On to Pot Series, we've been looking at Colorado's groundbreaking experiment in legalizing recreational marijuana. Now, retail pot stores opened their doors on New Year's Day in Colorado. Demand has been high, to say the least. A CNN ORC poll we commissioned shows just how much attitudes of pot have changed over the years. Just 12% today think pot is more dangerous than alcohol. 73%, nearly three-quarters, think alcohol is more dangerous. 40 years ago, people were basically split on the question. 29% said pot was more dangerous. 31% said alcohol. The rest didn't really see a difference. Now, a lot of people are hoping to cash in on pot's new image and Colorado's new law. They're being called ganja-preneurs, and some are taking a page from Northern California. Here's Randy Kay.
But look at those buds in the back. Ah, be still, my heart.
Barbara Harvey does not fit the stereotype. She's 72 years old, a grandmother, and she loves to smoke pot. So today is a dream come true. A cannabis tour, now one of the most popular attractions in Denver. Think Napa Valley wine tours, just replace the Vice.
See, these are all the dispensaries in Colorado. We have more dispensaries than Starbucks. How sweet is that?
Tour members get VIP access and are quickly ushered into private rooms to make their purchase. First stop is the 3D dispensary.
What about joints? Do you have some joints?
We do have some pre-rolls.
This is so if you don't want to smoke the whole joint, you can put the remainder for later into this.
So you don't lose it.
And store it, and it doesn't get smashed up.
And what's that called?
What's this called?
A doob tube.
A doob tube.
Barbara buys 2 joints. The bud tender, as the guys behind the counter are called, enlightened us.
Kind of like a muscle relaxer on your bones. It's going to be very therapeutic for you. You're going to feel just total relaxation in your body, but still have a lot of clarity.
That sounds pretty good to you?
Oh, yeah. She'll take one. All right, let's go.
Time to hit the road again.
America, what a great country.
And I thought maybe someone would like to smoke a joint with me.
Fire it up. All right, check this out. Legal pot.
Little pot, yes.
When you found out there were tours like this, what did you think?
Oh, I couldn't wait to go on one. I just think it's a great idea, you know. Rather than waste your money on bars, just get in this and drive around Denver, see the sights, you know, and enjoy yourself like you're in your own living room. It's perfect.
Barbara has suffered from bipolar disorder and sore knees. She says marijuana helps a lot. A few more puffs, and it's time to put this joint away.
Oh, there it goes, see, and then you cap it, and that'll put it out. And you don't waste any smoke or any tobacco smashing it. Voila!
Why are the tours so popular? Because they get to stop at 4 dispensaries, they get endless gourmet munchies, and they get a personal cannabis concierge who helps them understand everything they need to know about marijuana.
And it's been absolutely amazing.
Addison Morse owns this tour company, Colorado Rocky Mountain High, and can barely keep up with the demand, even at about $300 per person. In these parts, people like her are called ganjapreneurs.
How does that label feel?
I think that's a perfect label. This is what Colorado's all about. This is who we are here. You know, we were built on silver, gold, and oil, and now we're built on the green, and it's really good green.
Now at their second stop, a dispensary called Starbuds.
So there's 3 different ones. Do they act the same way?
This tour customer buys some edibles.
I can actually walk out of here without having any problems. No problem. Check that out. There you go. Great day.
It's a quick stop, then back in the limo for more fun.
Colorado Rocky Mountain High Tour.
Oh, that's good. That's good tasting.
This tour always includes a stop for lunch or dinner. The group had their mind made up.
You guys are demanding tacos? Is that what I hear?
Well, I could eat a taco or two. I'm hungry.
So, Randy, I got to ask, how extensive was your research in the back of that limo?
You know, Anderson, it was top notch. We did very extensive research, I have to tell you. My brain was a little fuzzy by the time I got out of there. Oh, yeah, I wasn't thinking right. I couldn't remember even some of the questions that I wanted to ask in the interview, which has never happened to me when I'm reporting in the field. And I found things to be really funny, much funnier than I normally do. So I think we got a little bit of a contact high there.
But it was just a contact high. I just want to make that clear. Is that correct?
Yes, it was just a contact because they don't have vaporizers yet, even though a lot of the companies want to use them. So the smoke was still there, as you could see in that video. I mean, there was a lot of smoke.
Okay.
So I don't know how those people did it. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, how were they standing after smoking so much? I guess they built up maybe a tolerance. They seem to smoke a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think so because Barbara certainly, I mean, she's been smoking, she's been using marijuana for 40 years, the grandmother that we interviewed. And I mean, if you saw those joints, I don't know if you could see them through the video there, but they were like the size of small cannons. I mean, I have a couple of them here in the wrapping. This one's a blueberry one. And they're very, very big. So they smoked a couple of those before they put it into the doob tube, as she called it. And they were really high. Plus, they were chewing on some of the edibles. They had those in the car. There's no alcohol served or anything like that. But one thing that I did learn this week, very important, is here's a couple of buds here. Now, this is considered a sativa. So this is a very high energy marijuana, which Coloradans apparently like because they're active people here in Colorado. But then there's another one here called indica. And Anderson, indica means sort of like couch. So you can either get a sativa or an indica. And an indica means you're basically going to like crawl up into a fetal position and, collapse into the couch after you smoke some of this stuff. So I guess a lot of the folks here definitely prefer the sativas.
Randy, did you say those joints were like smoking cannons? They were as big as small cannons?
They are so big. When Barbara whipped it out to light it up, nobody wanted to light it. Everybody was afraid to touch it because it was so big. Nobody had seen such a big joint before. But Barbara at 72 had no problem just lighting it up and getting everybody involved, and they had a great time.
How much longer are you going to be there for, Randy? You moving there? Or?
I think I need to come home. I'm coming home
to come back to the East Coast. Yeah, come back to the East Coast,
Do you
Randy.
think they'll know?
All right, thanks very much.
Okay.
I want to wash your clothes before going through security at the airport, too. I don't know. A lot of smoke probably set
Yes.
in. All right, Randy, thanks very much.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. How long were we off for?
A little bit longer
Like
than I
10
wanted.
seconds? 10 seconds?
Probably a little more.
15 seconds?
Maybe 30.
Oh, sorry. All right, hey, by the way, refresh telecom lines 1-800-525-4032. Let me go ahead and do the intros real quick. Sitting to my right, wearing the blue Adidas hoodie, hailing from parts known but not discussed on public airwaves. She's the terror of Hernando County, Danielle Alexandre.
Are you going to do Greg or should I say something?
I'm kidding. And again, you're from Battle Creek, Michigan, not from parts unknown, just for the record.
And the parts unknown that I'm from are like 3 blocks from here.
Wearing the Mallrat Snoogans black shirt. Weighing in at a paltry 195 pounds. Hailing from Battle Creek, Michigan. Greg Evil Bowen!
I'm so glad you didn't do my weight.
Well, that's why I didn't do that, though. Let me put the hat back on, sorry. You know, when I get the hat on, it's like I'm a machine, you know? Name the movie, Greg. Name it.
That is Over the Top.
Love it. A movie about arm wrestling.
Yes.
With Sylvester Stallone.
That's just wrong.
It is so wrong. There's nothing. Here's the thing. It's so wrong, but like it's so right at the same time.
Yeah. It's
If you think about when it was made, it's Kenny Loggins, you know?
Yeah.
Meet me halfway.
It's an indulgence to watch it.
He's driving down the road going like this, driving a truck, just training as you're driving down the road. Like what? Arm wrestling. And he got it. Hold on. And he got it so he could buy a bigger truck. The whole thing was he had a crappy truck and he needed a bigger truck.
Wait, wasn't the bigger truck the reward, like the grand prize?
Yeah,
Was
well,
the
you got the
frickin'
money
truck?
too, though. You got the money too. And they bet on it, so he was getting the bet money and the money and the truck and the boy.
What?
Oh, God, that didn't sound right, did it? That didn't even sound right.
It didn't sound right, but it's so true.
I mean, he got his son back. He got his son back. I guess that's a better way to say it. He got his son back.
That's a better way to say it. That was so much. No, the other way was so much better.
What kind of movie is this?
Well, actually, it's. It is kind of. Yeah.
Well, it's a bunch of dude holding hands.
It's a very homoerotic movie. Come to think of it.
I just love it that he was like a machine.
He won the truck and the money and the boy.
And how do they hide the fact that Stallone's so short in that movie, too?
He
They
wears
put him in a big
platform.
truck.
He put him in a big truck. That was a great movie.
Perspective is everything.
I still love that movie, though.
Oh my gosh.
If that's one of those movies, if I saw it on, I would watch it from where it's at to the completion.
Really?
I'd watch Over the
No,
Top, yeah.
he wouldn't.
That's a guilty pleasure. That'd be a guilty pleasure.
That's such a lie. You know how
No,
many,
that's not a lie.
No, you know how many movies you're like, oh, if that movie comes on TV, I'm gonna watch it from wherever it is to the end, and then the movie does come on TV,
And I watch
get
it from there
6
to the
minutes,
end?
and I get 6 minutes of it before you flip the channel to something else.
It goes to commercial.
But that's then you're not.
I'm not responsible for that.
Okay, wait a minute. If it comes on TV and you flip it at commercial and you don't go back for 40 minutes, you're not watching it from wherever it is to the end. You're watching bits and pieces every once in a while.
That's your opinion.
No, that's reality.
No, that's your opinion on that one.
Take it from
I go
someone
back
who
up.
hasn't seen the movie. I still haven't seen it after we've watched it.
So I'm guessing you haven't done your homework to tell tell Danielle's story time.
Oh, you didn't either, did you? Yeah. Well, we were just too busy. That
Did
sucks,
you hear
dude,
all the
'cause
stuff we did just in Tallahassee? My goodness.
Yeah. You ain't kidding. He ain't just whistling Dixie.
It was fun though. I like Tallahassee.
No, it's a very neat looking place. I just wish there wasn't so many evil people there.
Yeah.
And I mean politicians, by the way.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you actually start getting angry as soon as you walk into the Capitol building.
Yeah.
It's really funny to see though. Like he's walked in and seen no one, and he's already like.
Well.
And then you get in the elevator, and it's a little worse. And then, like, by the time we get to, like, sometime you'd have to be on, like, the 13th floor or, like, the 4th floor. And he's, like, now walking over the land bridge to the Senate side, man, if someone would have walked past him, he may have just punched him just because.
It's so an insult that they literally have this bridge that they built from one building to the other. It's a sidewalk, man. Just use the sidewalk.
But you'd have
you
to
go up
leave
there
the
so you can
building.
stay away from people. You go up there so you can stay away from people.
It's the Ivory Tower.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't need to have one of those, it's you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to walk from one building to the other, and you got to go outside to do it. The fact that you don't, and you got it 4 floors up, and you got to get through security and all this other stuff in order to get to you. You know what? I don't like that.
And this time I did not have a gun
Yeah.
as I went through security. Do you not know the story?
I do not know this.
Obviously you don't, because you're like, oh, okay.
No.
I went lobbying last session, and I went a few times, but I went one time with Adrian, and I was selling a gun. I had my little personal pink 380, and I was selling it. And when I had brought it to someone who wanted to see it, and then thrown it in my purse and just forgotten. And the next day we left for Tallahassee. I was there for a couple days, and I forgot it was in my purse.
Now, no bullets though.
There's no bullets. It was wrapped like from a gun show. Like it had the zip ties through. So it couldn't do anything. And it wasn't loaded.
It was inoperable.
It was inoperable. And I go through security. And we get there in the morning. I go through security, no problem. And we're lobbying for a little while. But there was a rally in the afternoon. Like there was a rally at 1:00. Then we were going back. So we had been up in a bunch of offices all morning long. Come back out, do the little rally. And I go to take a picture of Adrian in this big crowd. And I pick up the camera out of my purse and realize the gun is underneath it. And I'm like, oh. So now instead of taking pictures, I'm like, Adrian, come here. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I have a gun in my purse. And he's like, in what purse? I'm like, the one I have in my hand. So he's like, oh man, we got to go back to the car. So we went back to the car and we put the gun down and went back in. I had gone through security 3 times that morning with the gun in my purse. Nobody noticed.
You want to know how much of it is just a lie, by the way. How did you
Wow.
not find that? 3 times. 3. Come on. Now, here's the thing. It's a little...
Maybe the color threw him off.
Well, no, they don't see the... Touche. That's a good one.
It's not a real gun. It's like a lipstick holder. It's pink.
It's got Hello Kitty on it. This isn't real.
So I had gone through 3 times the security. Now, when we went in, just this other... One of the times that I took it through security, the last time I was in Tallahassee, there was a little old lady in front of me who had a button on, like one, a little button. And they made her take it off. And they're harassing this little old lady with this little button. No, you can't bring a button in here. So she had to take it off and leave it and all this other stuff. I went through with a gun.
Give me my button back. That's my stabbing button.
Yeah, like you might kill somebody with that thing. Watch out.
I'm looking to take an eye out with this thing.
This time we go through security, we're going in, and my purse goes through, and the guy's looking. And, he starts looking at it, and I'm like, oh, man, this guy's going to stop me. And this time I don't have the gun in my purse. Sure, when I had the gun, it was like, oh, go have a nice day, ma'am.
Enjoy your visit to the Capitol.
Unbelievable.
I love it.
And I don't bring anything in with me anyway, so.
No, you didn't. I had very few things in my purse because I, realized the last time. Although they didn't ever stop me, so I guess it wasn't a...
It just shows you, though, it's all just a show. I mean, if you want to get through with something, you're going to get through with something.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't stop that.
They weren't even going to look. I was at Rick Scott's office with the gun in my purse. I was at, I was inside Pam Bondi's office
Now
with it in my purse.
the thing about it is though, you didn't know the entire time.
I did not know until we
Immediately
went
once you
outside.
found that out, you got the
I
hell
went
out
right
of
to
there.
the
You
car.
put it away. You made sure you were
Well,
okay.
that's the trick to getting by with doing most things is just act like you're not doing anything wrong. And when you don't know, then it's real easy to do that.
Yeah, I mean and as soon as I realized it, when I pulled out that camera, I went, oh, and now we're in a crowd, in a large crowd that's looking at us because Adrian's a candidate for governor, and I'm like, Adrian, come here, like get out of this crowd so I can tell you, and I'm like, there's a gun in my purse.
That's libertarians for you.
There you go.
There you go.
I actually sold that gun because I had told the story on air, and someone bought it because they wanted the gun that had gone through the Capitol.
Nice. This gun has toured the Capitol building.
Don't do it. Don't try it at home.
Don't try
home.
this at home.
It only happens to me.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Everybody else would get arrested. I would have been shot.
They would have come for the dog.
I don't even own a dog. They would have bought a dog for me and then shot
and then
the dog.
shot the dog.
That's how bad they would have been pissed.
Just for carrying a pink gun.
Well, we were asking around and stuff like that when we first got there because we didn't know where Murphy's office was because it's wasn't
Because she's new.
because she's no. And so we asked the guy, and the guy behind me, the security guys behind me, are like, "Are you looking for a Jeff Atwater?" That's what he said. You looking for Jeff Atwater? And we're like,
No.
"No, but I wouldn't mind bringing you to Jeff Atwater so you can throw him in jail."
That's what he says to him.
Said right to him loud, yelling it in the Capitol building.
Yeah.
You know, and I wasn't yelling it like mean yelling it. He's 30 foot away, so I got to yell it to you. So I yelled it over to him. If I were going to get put throw him in jail, the guy was like, ah, ha, ha. I don't know if he liked it or didn't like it.
It was
but
almost like a weird laugh, like
probably an
The uncomfortable
one.
laugh.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, you got to get paid by those people. You know, I'd like to have them all removed. Again, we got to make room with the non-violent drug offenders.
Are you
Got to make
suffering?
room for the politicians.
Are you suffering from a contact high?
Maybe.
What did you come in contact with?
Shut up. What's the next story?
Oh,
Or are you just looking at pictures the whole time?
I am
playing a
looking
game?
at them
Are
playing
you looking at
games.
pictures and playing a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Hey, here's the thing. Don't get all mad at me. You know.
Okay, so apparently bad decision making comes along with marijuana use. Because in Denver, a suspect was running from the police, went into a 7-Eleven, and took some hostages.
Oh, high?
I don't know if he was high or not, but it was in Denver, so now that it's legal, I have to assume so.
He's assuming everyone is high.
I'm assuming everyone
Hold on
in
a
Denver
second,
is
though.
now
Hold on
high.
a second, though. Nobody high would do all that stuff.
No, probably everyone but him was high.
What,
So-
the police officer that shot him?
No.
Oh.
No, I automatically assume everyone in Denver is high now, at least a contact.
But probably all of the people who he took hostage were like, hey, man,
What's
cool.
Well, they were
This
only,
guy's not high. This guy, they
There's
don't
no
show
way
he
he
was
would-
high.
No.
right?
I was kidding.
He doesn't look high.
Yeah, you don't do that high.
I was kidding.
Oh.
It was a joke.
It
Oh, my
was a
bad.
joke.
Oh, my
That was
bad.
just a
My bad.
joke.
My bad.
It was a joke.
I took it way more seriously than I needed to. I apologize.
Yeah. Thanks for running with it. Anyway, so he goes into the 7-Eleven.
Wow. All right. Hey, man, you got a new mic, man. What do you want?
This is why you broke his mic so he couldn't say
Exactly.
anything before.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What an asshole. Turn his mic off again. Damn it. Break it as soon as he leaves. So he takes some hostages, comes out with a woman as a human shield. And the police do not play it like a movie. They shoot him in the head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And she gets out alive, and he's in critical condition.
Well, luckily they're a good shot, but I thought there was like a don't shoot while they have a human shield because you may not be as good as you think.
Quite frankly, all they had to do was put a sniper next to the cameraman here because he's got a fine angle on this suspect.
Yeah, I got to tell you, with the way of a picture that they have that's a live shot, I don't think that there was a lot of a chance that the woman was going to get shot. Because these marksmen, think about it like this: a sharpshooter, how good are they? They're real good.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
they'll shoot the pimple off your face.
Now, it's not the. Here's the thing. It's not the first thing you do, but if it was going on for a little bit and you had the guys there and they were waiting for the shot and the shot came, you take the shot.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. In this instance, do it. If you're going to take a hostage, man, you're dead.
Yeah. I think they did the right thing.
No,
If he lets the hostages go, then I say, don't shoot him. But if he's in the middle, he's got the gun to somebody. Like if he's like this, I got the gun to somebody. You can be shot at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, no, I mean, I definitely am not opposed to them shooting someone who has a gun to someone's head. I'm fully in favor of that. It's just, they say, like, out of fear of the female safety, one of the offers fired one shot. It would be my fear of the woman's safety why I would say don't shoot.
One outweighed the other at that point. And at a certain point, one can outweigh the other.
Shoot him before he shoots her.
Yeah.
Is kind of what that guy was thinking.
Here's the thing. You got to remember, he can just shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he thinks he's getting all the signs, I'm going to kill her, I'm going to kill her, I'm going to kill her, then,
This is an innocent woman just trying to get some gas in a Slim Jim, and he puts a gun to her head.
You
He's
think
the
she
one
was-
that needs
you
to
think
get
she-
shot.
Yeah. If you take, again, this is like the ultimate infringing on somebody else's rights.
Yep.
Put them in a hostage, take them a hostage, you're taking away their freedom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got a gun to their head. Be honest with you, it's kind of like the government, so. Not so much out in the open, though. As it's more direct.
They hide it a little bit.
They're indirect with it. They don't need the guys with the guns all the time. Just when you get way out of line, then we're going to come bring those guys over there, and they're going to straighten you out if you don't pay.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead
Just
now,
like
pay
the
your
mafia.
taxes, find what happens. See if you get to stay on the property,
Mm-hmm.
They're coming. Make no mistake about that.
Yeah, they're not nearly subtle about it. They just operate like the mafia.
Well, they don't need to be there 24/7.
No. Exactly. Because their armed thugs are patrolling the streets 24/7.
Yeah, typically you're going to stay in line anyway.
Yeah.
Because
you don't want to go in a cage.
Yeah.
Well, and they've already made an example out of your dog.
Yeah. Again, they bought the dog just to shoot the dog. That's how bad it was.
These cops are insane. They're out of control.
I'm waiting for when they take the tanks against the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, I have a tank, let me go find someone's dog.
When they start riding the tanks in for out of control dogs.
There you go.
Look, man,
When animal control is getting these tank vehicles.
I was thinking the same thing at the same time. When animal control comes rolling up in a tank, then we may have crossed the line.
I think that's tyranny. I think we've reached tyranny. Animal control has tanks.
You know what I've thought of here, by the way? I just thought of something. You know how we think it's really a bad thing that these local police departments get tanks?
Yes.
I would agree with you that they're bad with the current people that are in charge right now, right?
Okay.
However, this is just a thought here. If you were to defy federal authorities and state authorities with your laws, wouldn't you need a vehicle as big as they have in order to be able to fight them off at least? I mean, with addition to the people that live in that area, you may want to have a couple big machines to go against those guys, right?
Absolutely.
I'm confused. Are you saying the police should have tanks in case we stop obeying laws?
No. In case the federal
I
government
know where
is-
he's going with.
No, in
with
case
it,
the
but-
federal government is coming to try to enforce their laws.
But you think the police are going to be the ones to stand up to them and stop them?
It all depends. They go with the people that pay them the money and the laws of the land as it stands right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were able to get to the point where the police, if you set the community up and all the laws in place and everything, and you had the sheriff, again, you'd have to have the sheriff. For a county, you'd have to have the sheriff. And you have to own all the city councils because you got to have all the chief of polices. So you got to have all of those elected offices in order to make sure that you have the ability to do this, because it's got to be leadership on down. But you set that leadership up to say that we're not going to enforce what the feds are doing. These are the laws as they're written. Nobody can get rid of them for that. If you owned all of them, because any of the bodies of law that would get rid of those people would be the other parts of that county that you would own.
Okay, well, I guess I see where you're going with it, and I don't mind well, no, I still wouldn't mind them having a tank if the people can't have a tank, because I think you always have to be like your last
who
defense
says
of
that the
you
people
is you.
can't? Hold on. Who says the people can't have a tank? By the
Well,
way,
I want a tank.
Currently,
Can I have a
the
tank, please?
people can't.
no. But what I'm saying is, I'd make it so at least in my town, man, you can have a tank.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go
I
ahead?
think that's a federal thing, though.
Yeah,
Well,
that is.
There you go.
But I'm in favor of, I think citizens should be able to be armed just as heavily as the police.
No.
So do I.
So if they have an MRAP, we should have one in the driveway.
Even up to the nuclear warheads.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Take it to the extreme. Don't care. I totally agree. That's what the Second Amendment's about.
Yeah.
That's America.
That's not America.
That
Yes,
is
it is.
America.
You can't go nuclear, man.
Yes,
can't
you
go
can.
nuclear.
If they
Yes,
can do
you
it on
can.
us,
Yes, you can.
that's what keeps everybody in line. You can't do anything to me that I couldn't do to you. And everybody stays in line because there's not one there's no bully.
You can't go nuke.
Well, then they shouldn't be able to.
I
Absolutely
disagree.
you can.
Here's the thing. That is a very esoteric.
Wait.
argument.
Who do you trust more with the nukes?
Look, I don't trust the government with
Okay,
the nukes. I'm
here's
not
the
saying
thing.
that I do.
I actually would take a phone book and throw a dart at it, and wherever that dart hit, that name would be who I would trust more with a nuke than the people currently in office. Do you not agree?
No, again, it's.
Well,
I'm sorry that I'm not that libertarian. I apologize.
well,
but I can't go there though.
here's
Like I can go with you up to grenade launcher. Grenade launcher is almost where I draw the line. I look at it as the ammo that you have. If it's one of the ones that's like a, if it's like a grenade, something that explodes and kills a large number of people, I think that's the line I don't want to cross.
Well, then the government shouldn't have it either.
the thing is,
I wouldn't even disagree with
it.
that
Always
either.
comes down to one man, one individual who makes the decision to drop that bomb. Who cares whether he's hiding behind a state or whether he is an actual individual representing only himself?
Because it's still just one person.
It is
Now-
only one person morally responsible for that decision. Always. There is no other way around it. It always comes down to one man.
While you're absolutely correct, for that one person to get into that position to be able to make that decision, there's a lot that goes into that. And I hate to say it this way, but look, you just don't want anybody being able to put their finger on a button, man, you know?
I would rather.
Then I want no one to.
Here's the
Here's
thing.
the thing. I would rather fight for that.
This ain't the Lord of the Rings. It ain't the one ring and we can throw it in the fire of Mount Doom. The nuclear warheads are here. We can't get rid of them. So now we can't just let the people, the worst evil assholes on the planet, be the only ones to have them. The ones in charge of governments. So they can strong arm everybody else and threaten them into doing as they say.
Well, let me ask you another question, though. I mean, would you discount... I mean, this is where... Here's the thing. If you had a nuclear device, you could blow up like a state. Are you talking about having one like that?
Does the government have one?
Why not? Yeah. Is it okay for the government to have one?
Wouldn't you think then that somebody that would be willing to actually do that would do that? Because the one thing that keeps countries in line is that they want to survive, so they don't want to do that. But what if, as an individual, you made the decision that you just don't want to survive and you want to blow? I just want to see the world burn. Do you really think that that's a good idea to have the ability for that person to have a nuclear weapon that could kill hundreds of thousands of people? One person can kill hundreds of thousands of people. Even a grenade, you're only going to kill about 25, 30 people. You can get some other explosives together and do some damage to some people too. But a nuclear weapon's like a whole different ballgame. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ones you could get now would make Nagasaki and Iwo Jima look
I'm not
like...
talking about handing them out for free like a freaking welfare clinic. These are not cheap weapons. Think about how expensive bullets are. These are a little bit more complicated than bullets.
Well, here's the thing, though. They'll find a way to lower the cost on that shit.
It'd be at the dollar store.
It only ain't going to be large-scale nuclear weapons at the dollar
It only
store.
runs on one of the rarest elements that we have. Yeah, we can bring the price down on this, no problem.
They'll figure out a way. If you can start selling it, man, people will be. It'd be a bunch of rich people buying it first.
Sure,
they get all the nukes. Then the price would go down. Next thing you know, you can get a 12 kiloton one for $3.99 with a Slurpee. Call it a day.
Well,
I honestly, that's where again I guess I'm a statist because
here's the thing.
I even understand the theory behind it, but I think that for the sheer amount of damage that thing can do, if you decided to go just batshit crazy again,
That couldn't happen now.
Here's the thing: it'd be very difficult to do it now. Like, in order to get access to something like that, somebody could technically go batshit crazy, but there's a lot of safeguards on that shit.
An armed society is a polite society.
Well, you're absolutely right.
The man who coined that phrase is actually someone who had the same beliefs as we do on nuclear warheads. I was trying to find one of his quotes but it's basically the same thing that I said was his opinion on it.
Yeah.
So I really think that it's a better idea not to limit the availability of weapons, and we should be as well armed as our government so we can stand up to them when the time comes.
Right.
You're not standing up to anybody with a nuke, though.
Then why does the
Then why
government-
do they have it?
Well, because they fight other countries. You can bomb other countries, you don't want to bomb your own country, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying it I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm just saying that's what they do. We bammed Iwo Jima in Nagasaki, right? We bombed them.
We're the only ones who've ever used a nuclear war.
Here's the thing, though, and this is the thing you got to weigh, though. Look, that was a world war, and how many American lives did that save? Were those two bombs worth it for the American lives that we saved? I would argue at the time frame we were at war with those people.
It's a lie.
We
So
declared
false.
war. Well, what do you mean?
That's a lie.
What,
the war was
War II?
almost over.
Right.
Well, they still had a lot more invading to do. They'd have lost another 45,000 lives.
It was an island. They were almost out of supplies. They were all dying. They knew that. That's why they were negotiating they were negotiating in Switzerland to surrender. And we insisted on unconditional surrender. They only asked for two conditions: that Emperor Hirohito would be able to remain on the throne, and that no war crimes charges would be put up against him. They said, no, we want unconditional surrender. So they dropped the bombs. And then they accepted the conditional surrender that allowed Hirohito to stay on the throne, and no war crimes charges were put up against him.
Amen.
All it was...
Pearl Harbor, bitch.
The bombs were dropped to scare the shit out of the Russians, because the Russians were still well supplied and still ready to kick some ass, and we were almost at the end of our supplies and ability to fight a war. Japan was almost at the end of their ability to fight a war. Everybody was tapped but the Russians. We had to scare the shit out of them so they wouldn't fight us all once this was over. That's what it was about.
That's a good move.
So let's be honest about
Well,
it.
here's the thing, though. I do.
You don't bomb innocent civilians, kill every man, woman, child, dog, cat, fish, and bird in the fucking city and say we did this to save lives.
Well, no,
That's
we did
bullshit.
it. Well, no. Well, hold on. We did it to save American lives.
Well,
in that instance, again, this is where I'm nationalistic. Look, this is where if we declare war, then we go and we make people parking lots. That way, you never mess with us again.
so American soldiers are more valuable than foreign civilians?
Yeah.
Okay.
In war, absolutely. Again, it would have taken a long time to be able to go through all that stuff. They were still ready to fight, man. Those guys weren't ready to just give up until they realized that what we were able to do. Now, again, I wasn't there at the time either, so I'm looking at it back at history, and there are, some things that we haven't been told, and who's to say they haven't lied about World War II as well? About what was really going on, who was behind it, and all that other stuff. But I'm going to take history as I understand it, and again, I subscribe it to a foreign policy. I believe in a very non-interventionist foreign policy. But if you mess with us, though, we're coming. I mean, we're going to declare war. We are going to defend ourselves. I'm not a person that believes that we should get rid of all. Again, I'm not an anarchist. I believe in America. I know I make fun of it, but I totally love America, though. I'm an American. You know what I mean? That's where I have my nationalistic thing, though. I don't want us to be in any other countries, though. The only thing I ask for, foreign policy wise, is just places like Rhoda, Spain, in someplace in Italy, a couple other ports, refueling ports.
You can buy fuel.
No, you got to have refueling ports.
You don't need your own port. Fuel can be
there's
bought
so much more to a ship.
from
There's
the
so
port.
much more to what you got to do with a ship than that. You got to have the facilities that you got to have your own stuff there. It's not a bad thing either, by the way. You're not occupying nothing. You're paying them for the space. You're paying them for the space, and if they don't want to give it to you, then they don't have to give it to you.
Okay, so if Italy says you're
Tell
not,
that to Panama.
yeah. If Italy,
Look, I disagree with the way they're doing it there, but I'm not counting that as one of the bases.
Thank you, Panama Canal.
okay, you just said that.
It's like 5 miles by like 6 miles wide, man. That's it.
Okay. You just said that you'd want a place in like Rota, Spain or in Italy. So if Italy says we don't want you here,
Then you don't go there.
then you don't go there. And Rota, Spain says we don't want you here either.
Man, you don't go there either.
And everybody around says we don't want you here.
Be honest with you, at that point you wouldn't be able to go anywhere. But however, that is such an unlikely scenario considering you're paying for the space. And that these guys do have some land and they would like to get some rent money for it. I mean, that's the truth, though. If you think about it, the other countries, they got a bunch of land over there. It's going to cost us less money because we still believe in a Navy, right? Or are we getting rid of that? Because if we're getting rid of the Navy, that's a different thing. I actually think Navy is completely constitutional.
It actually is,
And, being able to secure trade routes is a good thing to do. And it's so easy to do, too, to secure trade routes. It really is. I can't even believe the pirates are getting away with what the fuck they're getting away with in the 21st century. Just goes to show you we don't do nearly enough in that aspect. You know what I mean? Look, piracy? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we'll fuck you up for that too.
I just don't see why we would need our own places there. That's occupying a country.
It's not occupying a country. It's paying rent, man. If they don't want you there, you don't go. I agree with that.
Okay.
But everybody's going to say yes for
But
a
why
certain
couldn't you
price.
have like a private industry do it then? Again, buy the fuel.
Well, here's the thing, though. A lot of those bases have a lot of private contractors that are not military contractors.
Then they should all be private.
We're going to ask you nicely if we can put a base there, and we're just going to remind you that we have more nuclear missiles than anyone else, and we're the only country who's ever used them.
Well, they're probably going to be again, though. But we'll come in again. You know what it is? Unfortunately, I really wish that the two of you would have been in the military to see this stuff and understand what would we be. The way that I understand our foreign policy, you would still have joint exercises with people.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
Well, hold on. I think one of the reasons that you would do that would be to see how other countries do it. That's one of the things. And to be able to have just joint cooperation. Again, you're doing, it's just exercises. It's nothing more than exercises. But if you had a Navy, the Marines go with the Navy, and so you would do things like that. That's like training. It's like a, you're not fighting every day, but you're a boxer and you box. You shadow box, you train.
You
it's
spar
not
with
real.
other guys.
Yeah, you spar with other guys. You know what I mean? That's a.
So you do like a mock war, like.
Yeah,
we'll,
basically.
We'll pretend we're fighting you.
Paintball.
Like
A mock invasion. Yeah, it happens all the time.
For shirts.
Shirts versus skins.
Well, no, it's not like. Well.
Didn't we do that in this country already?
It's just a little pickup war.
Oh, damn.
What do you think they're doing? You have to go out to the field all the time to go.
I want them to stop. That's the thing. I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're doing. I want it
So
to
are you?
stop.
Hold on. So you don't want a military? Then is what you're saying?
I want to listen.
No.
That,
I want you to. No. Here's the thing. Do you want to have an actual military? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want that military to be active duty or reserves? Or what percentage thereof?
I would even say active duty.
Okay. Here's the thing. In order for those people to train, they're going to have to train for what their job description would be, and defending the country and being able to fight in battle would be what their job description is if they're in the military, right?
Okay, and that can't be done here?
Well, no, you do it here too. It's not like you don't do it there.
I don't see the need to do it somewhere else. We have desert, we have mountains, we have every different kind of climate and everything else that you could need in this country. Why do you need to train somewhere else?
Here's what we
No,
do.
you do it with other countries too, though.
Well, I don't see the need for that.
Oh, well, it's there, so.
Why don't we do this? Like 80%, something over 80% of Nevada is actually owned by the federal government. We declared Nevada like the Sparta of the United States, and that's where our military and our soldiers live.
Well, you don't want to do that, though.
I want our soldiers here. It's not a defense if they're everywhere but here.
Well, I don't know. I think
That's
you
not
need-
defense.
Hold
That's
on.
called if we get attacked, you ain't here.
No. Again, look. I think you misunderstand. Is that, of course, they're based out of here, but like when I was in,
Okay,
when I was
wait,
in,
wait.
hold on a second. I'll explain this to you because you're ignorant of the subject. So, the thing is this,
Okay.
Oh, dang.
you weren't in the military, so and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm not trying to insult you, but you weren't in the military, so I think that you don't understand what it means to be able to train in things like this.
Okay.
I know you're mad at me right now, but but be honest with you, I've been kind of getting insulted here over the past couple minutes here. So I'm trying. I've kind of gone on as long as I could here. You really were, I'm trying to explain it to you
Because I don't understand it because I'm ignorant of it.
because you weren't. Look, you're viewing ignorant as such a pejorative, when in all reality, I'm not using it as a pejorative. I was using it as a description. Like, you just don't know. You weren't there, and I can understand that you weren't there. It's not like you didn't try to be there. So, but you got to understand what the training is all about.
I
though.
know exactly what the training is all about. I still don't see the need to do it in another country.
Do you see not doing it with another group from another? Like, do you see you? So you don't see doing it with like the Italians, for instance.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I disagree there completely. It's a great cross, actually, to be able to do that, though.
And that's fine, and I understand that that's what we do, but my opinion is it's unnecessary.
Okay.
And that's the way it is.
I'm sorry. I apologize for the comment of the ignorant comment, by the way. My apologies. I sincerely apologize for the ignorant comment on that. My intent was to show that you weren't there, so.
Right.
Now again, you disagree, that's fine.
Yeah, I was giving you my opinion on it. I know what they're doing. I just don't agree
All
with
right,
it.
I got you. Honestly, I took a little bit of what you were doing as an insult, so my apologies.
I was mostly playing devil's advocate and having fun with it.
Yeah, oops.
Well,
Yeah. What's
cut
next?
the tension
What's
in
the
here
next-
with a dildo.
What's the What's the next story? You gonna help us out, Greg?
Well, an acclaimed chef has spoke out on banning babies in fine dining restaurants.
What now?
I'm not sure about the name of this restaurant. It's apparently some 3-star restaurant in Chicago. But the chef, apparently there was an 8-month-old baby dining in the restaurant. And as 8-month-old babies do, it was crying and I guess soiling the experience for other diners. So he's now discussing banning babies in fine dining restaurants.
Hold on. Who's making the law?
Well,
No, I think it's a choice by the fine dining restaurants to say
nobody's making a law.
there's no law.
He owns a restaurant.
He owns a restaurant.
It's a 3-star restaurant. It's a very expensive restaurant. And he is contemplating banning babies in the restaurant. And he put it out on Twitter. And there was a controversy over it.
You think his business is gonna? I hope his business picks up, man. Good job. Good on him.
Well, I know that
It's his right to do it or not.
well, you drive down
Damn redheaded kids if you want to.
you drive down the beach in Pinellas County, and there are hotels that say adults only and no children allowed. So obviously, there's a market for it. There is a market for places where there are no children, so adults who don't want to have children around them can enjoy themselves without having to worry about children being around. So, I mean, clearly there's a market for it. I don't see a problem with him choosing to do that in his restaurant if that's what he wants to do. And he's not saying that he even says that he thinks it's good for children to experience fine dining at a young age, but I think he probably has a point that they should get to a certain age
Right.
to where they're more aware of their surroundings and able to, where it's easier on the people around them for them to be around. I don't really see a problem with it. I don't think it would be a good idea for McDonald's, but for a fine dining restaurant, yeah.
I don't know who'd buy the Happy Meal anymore.
Exactly. I mean, you got to know your market and your customers.
Right.
Play to your demographic.
Yeah, this is a restaurant where an average couple is spending about $600 on a meal. But if you're there and the table next to you has a screaming baby, you may not be so appreciative of your $600 meal.
Yeah,
that's a good damn point. Well, look, any restaurant wants to do it, I think it's their business.
Yeah,
as long as the government's not making a law on it.
Nobody.
It's like smoking bans. Like if people were against that, then that restaurant or whatever should say we're not going to have that in the place.
I actually, there is a way of doing smoking bans that I would agree with and I would support.
What's that?
If you would do it in a way where businesses can choose to be a non-smoking establishment, and it is enforceable basically by a trespassing warrant.
Okay.
And, they say it's non-smoking. You're smoking in the establishment. They say you got to put out your cigarette or leave. You're not going to put out your cigarette or leave. They call the cops. You come out. You get a trespass warrant. You're not allowed to be there anymore. I don't have a problem with that.
The business owner should be able to choose whether it's
the business
Right.
owner chooses.
Yeah, I could see that.
Rather than
I
making a
can see
blanket
that.
ban and saying all restaurants or all public places or whatever, let them choose.
And you'd have some restaurants that would because they're catering to a market that isn't allowed other places.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with them doing it that way, where it's voluntary by the business and there's some teeth to it, so the business can do something about it to cater to their patrons.
And I will tell you this, I do now prefer that if I'm going to go out to a restaurant, that it is a non-smoking restaurant. If I'm going to eat, I would prefer going to a non-smoking place than a smoking place most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm spending a little bit of jack.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do that very much, but if I do, then I'm glad it's non-smoking. And I hope it's empty.
See, that's really the thing. You just hope it's empty so no one else is there smoking anyway.
I just don't want to. Very few people.
Doesn't matter whether it's smoking or not, as long as no one's there, then it's not a big deal.
Like when we went down, and I never name drop like this, but this time I have to name drop a little bit on this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like the only time we can name drop.
Fair point.
It's totally the only time we can name drop.
Because anyone else we wouldn't give a shit. But this one we actually do. This we would consider a name drop.
Yeah. All right, so we went down and ate dinner on Sunday night with Stefan Molyneux.
Not this Sunday. It was a while
Well, it was
ago.
a while back. You know who Stefan Molyneux is, right?
Oh, yeah.
In reality, one of the best dinners I've ever had with somebody.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny the entire time. Dude is a crack up. Total crack up. But still, you can engage in like a very, and he actually asks people a lot of questions. He's a very genuinely inquisitive person into how other people are living their lives and what they're
And
doing.
how they think.
And how they think, more importantly, how they think, yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's a big one for him. But at the same time, he doesn't take anything seriously. I mean, it's not that he doesn't take it seriously, but he's not overly serious
He
about
doesn't
it.
take himself seriously. So, like you have those, people that are well known and, and they're like, oh, I'm important. And he's not. Like, he makes jokes at his own expense or, he's hysterical.
Now, we went to this restaurant down in South Florida. What was the name of the place again?
I don't remember.
We just had to
Not a
find
name
one.
worth dropping.
I don't know.
No, honestly,
It might be.
It probably is, but I thought it was a different name than it was. So I don't remember the name it ended up being.
But it was a huge place, though. Like, it was big. It probably sat... How many people do you think that place sat?
A couple hundred.
Couple hundred. But it was on different levels, and it had a beautiful outlook of like the water and
It
stuff.
was fine dining.
It was a fine dining restaurant. I mean, it was way more expensive than I was hoping it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go there expecting to pay this much money.
I'll be having the chicken.
I had to look at the menu and figure out what the hell I was going to get. which, nobody's fault, by the way. Not blaming anybody, not throwing anybody under the bus. It's all good. It's all good. It's my fault, actually. It's my fault. It's all my fault. Danielle, it's all my fault. Nobody else's fault but mine. There we go. There we go. I think that 4 was for 4 minutes. Not sure I want the show to end in 4 minutes, to be honest with you. I don't think I've done the effective enough of groveling in order to get back in her good graces, to be honest with you.
Should we carry this on until you feel safe?
Yeah.
We have to carry this on until 2015, by the way.
You know what, man? That's messed up, though. That's messed up. At any rate. What the hell are we talking about?
The restaurant that we went to with Stefan.
Yeah,
Molyneux.
oh yeah. So we go with Stefan there, right? And it really was this big, huge place. And they're like, "Well, did you guys have a reservation?" And the funny part about it is that there was nobody hardly in the restaurant.
Nobody's there. Restaurant
Why would
empty.
you even ask if we had a reservation at this point? Just sit where you want, you know?
Oh yeah, find a spot.
So they sit us down in like the low section. You had to walk all the way down to get to the section. But like nobody else is there. There's like 20 tables in this area.
And we're overlooking the water.
Nobody's there.
Well,
Beautiful.
the yachts that were
Like, I'm loving
blocking
life
the
at
water.
this point. I am loving
It's
life
beautiful.
at this point. Like, I'm so relaxed in this place because it's so
Empty.
exactly what I want.
empty.
How was the jukebox?
Now, in fine dining, you have no choice. That's
And
why you go with
honestly,
other people.
You got
that are-
music.
But when you go with Stefan Molyneux and he's just making you laugh, like you're pissing your pants laughing, it doesn't matter that there's no music on.
Yeah.
It was me, John Thompson, Ron Rollins,
Me
you,
and Molyneux.
and Molly. Yeah.
And it
And it was totally impromptu. Like, I called him to try to get him to see how much it would cost for him to go to the state convention for the LPF. And then he's like, well, I'm going to be in town on this day and this day. I'm not really doing anything, but if some people want to have dinner or something, I want to have dinner. I'm like, yeah, let's have dinner. So we set it up. And
he was like, don't tell too many people I'm actually here on vacation, but, to see a few people for dinner, that'd be fun.
But it would, not too many few people would have still been a party of 10.
Yeah.
And he'd been all right with it, though, But he'd crack up, dude. I'm telling you what, man.
Oh
It
my
was a
gosh,
crack
it was
up.
so funny.
Yeah, and normally I don't even care about that stuff, but, that was cool to see. Like,
Well, because you watch his videos and he's so serious.
I'm just curious on how, I was curious. You have an opportunity. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll meet with that guy. See, we'd have dinner with him. I probably don't have dinner and sit down with people enough, to be honest with you. I probably should do more of that.
We should actually.
We started to do a little bit more now.
Yeah, we have. Well, now we don't even have it. Like, a lot of times we're doing lunch meetings because we're, like, in the middle of a work day.
Yeah.
So it's like now, like, our meeting spot has become Panera Bread because that is also our mobile office.
Yeah. That's very true, by the way. Panera Bread's the bomb. You ever been to Panera Bread?
Yeah.
How long have you, what's your length of time in which you've stayed in a Panera Bread?
A lot of times, I've been there a few times for like working lunches or meetings and stuff, and it's like a couple hours. Couple hours to 3 hours.
When we first started going down to Miami, we would go to Panera Bread at 8 a.m.
No, we check
9
out
a.m.
of the hotel.
Well, check out a hotel at 8 a.m. Get there at like 9 a.m. though.
Maybe 10.
All right, well, right, 10. Nah, it's been closer to the 9, but we'll go with 10. I'll go with 10 right now, though. So we get there at 10, and we're there till 5.
Yeah, we
There
have
the whole
done
time.
that.
We've gone there the whole time.
We've had breakfast and lunch
You've
at a
like seen
Panera.
shift change.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. But I think most of those people work the same thing. But they don't mess with you. And they have
No.
Wi-Fi. And they have plugins at places.
Yeah.
And different ones are set up differently, by the way. I don't know if you've...
No, I've been to different ones as well.
Okay, so
yeah.
you know the different ones are set up like, right? Sometimes you can get those little cubby holes back there.
Yeah,
You
back
can't
in the
hear
back
nothing.
where like nobody can see you,
Yeah.
you can't hear anybody. They
But
can't
if you
hear
go there at like 9 or 10 a.m., you get that seat.
And then you just stay there.
Yeah, you
don't
stake your
move.
claim.
And you don't move. And nobody messes with you, though.
Gotta get you a 1787 network flag to like plant on the table. I claim this table in the name of the 1787 network.
Viva la France!
Yeah, no, so we have actually had breakfast and lunch in a Panera
Yeah.
and worked all day.
Yeah, it was productive, too.
And it was actually one of our most
I got to drink.
productive
I got to
work
drink.
days.
Drink Mountain Dew all day. So
Yeah.
America.
I actually did buy a soda that
America.
time.
America. broccoli cheese soup in a bread bowl. That's America.
You know the other good thing too, by the way.
What?
While every once in a while I still have the bug, like still have a bug that I would like to run for office. I more now think about that I'm glad I'm not in office than if I was in office. You know what I'm saying? I would have to be much more restricted as a person if I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not in that. I think I could be more effective out of it anyway. And I don't think I could handle, like, I think I would break down and have to do coke like Trey Brady.
Because you're an alcoholic?
I'd have to turn to alcohol and then to cocaine. But I think I would do it just to self-sabotage, though. And it wouldn't be any good.
I would have to break down and do coke to consider running for office, I think.
God, we got to find people.
But would you blame alcoholism?
For your coke
I would
habit?
blame alcoholism for running for office.
I was really drunk one night when they made me sign the papers. It sucks.
You know what? A drunk bet is a better reason to run for office than a lot of these authoritarian psychopaths.
Yeah. Yeah, probably is, actually. It's got to be. Here's the other thing, too. Being a politician, though, like, if you're a good one, you literally will have to spend your time around people that hate you for a while.
Yeah.
Like, when you, like, if we were up in Tallahassee and we were the, you know, we had one of the houses, like, we were one of the, like, if I was the representative or Danielle was representative or Adrian was representative and we were all up there, man, that ain't a good time at all.
I think that'd be awesome.
Well, here's the thing.
They would hate us, and I would love it.
Well, no, it would, that part would be, but man, that would wear on you if you were up there for years and you had to deal with that stuff, you know? To where they're like just dicks, because they're dicks in other ways up there. You know what I mean? They give you the shitty office, you know, they don't give you any committee assignments, you know, sometimes your shit just goes lost and missing. You know, government agencies don't fucking work right for you like they work for other people. You'll have your lovers there, but most of the government employees will hate your guts. So most people that work there who make their living off of government, you have to see those people.
You're there
They
wanting to
hate
shut
you.
it down, and they're like, "You're trying to get rid of my job, and you want me to help you?"
You will feel in the minority in the city that you're in.
You're going in wanting to shut the city down, and you want them to accommodate you.
Yeah. That hotel guy don't make as much money if that thing ain't working the way they want it to work. You know, whether it's right or wrong, it's irrelevant to that guy's wallet at the time when he's making that decision.
Because he would have better opportunities if he didn't have to work at the hotel.
I agree with you. Agree with you completely there. But you know what, though? Dude, don't see past that right now, though. He's been dumbed down by Democrats anyway, so what can you do?
Freaking Common Core.
Freaking Common Core.
You know.
Man,
But it is.
fuck those guys.
But here's the thing, though. It would be. You could revamp Tallahassee completely, though. Like it would if you were to. If libertarians were to take over all of the seats in Tallahassee, the composition of Tallahassee would change, because then people would move there. Like our people would move there, and people that liked big government would leave, because they'd find somewhere else to go because another place is doing it. Because you'd start, honestly, people lose their jobs. You shrink government, people lose their jobs that work for government right now. So there's got to be another job for those people.
Well, you have to grow private sector so
Oh,
that when
yeah.
those people lose their job, there's a place for them to go.
Yeah. You got to do that. But that system is entrenched, brother. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, big time. More than you think. Like, it's weird. It really sucks. Well, maybe not more than you think, but more than the average person. I mean, to watch it, though, is just, you know, again, you get to see different, you know, when you go around and you do a lot of this shit, you just see, like, you know, I get in weird places. Danielle gets in weird places, you know. Weird shit happens, man. And I don't even know how you explain it, man. I wish I had a video recording. Like, I just wish I had a camera right here that would record my whole day just so people could see the stuff, you know?
The conversations.
No, it's not the life of me. It's just what is going
It's
on
just
in this
what's going
country,
on.
man. It's just what I'm looking at. I just happen to be in this position. It's not even my reaction to it, which could be funny as shit, by the way. But that was going to happen whether I was there or not.
And we get to go into places and the conversation is much different with us than it would be with other people. So most people, even ones that go in and talk to the same people, aren't going to get the same conversation we're going to get.
Right.
It's weird, man. It's just freaking weird. That's all I'm saying. It's just weird, man.
It's fun though.
It can be. Not fun when we were in the middle of the rain, freaking putting up yard signs. I can tell you that, though.
That was not fun. Eating
Being
dirt.
soaking wet.
I'm not having.
I would,
fun.
dude. I would get home after doing those signs, dirty from head to toe and every part in
Literally,
between.
you're eating
crack of your
dirt.
ass dirt kind of shit. You know?
It was horrible.
You know what I mean by crack of your ass dirt, right?
It was horrible. Remember that?
When you get home, you have to wash the dirt out of the crack of your ass.
I think everyone understood the first
Like you gotta
time
take
you
2
said
showers. Like you gotta take the first one.
What, just for the
settle
ass
down.
crack?
You might have to. You might have to dedicate some time back there. You know that might have to be a priority for you. I'm just saying.
You're gonna need a handheld shower head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's when you need. Yep. That's exactly right. With a good pulse, you know.
We had some interesting times doing signs in the middle of the night.
We got stuck one time.
Yeah, we got stuck on the sidewalk just teetering there.
Yeah. In the truck.
And then remember your phone was dead and I had forgotten mine back at your house.
What was wrong? What happened? The pulse? You gotta have the pulse, man. You gotta loosen that stuff up.
Oh my God.
You gotta get some business done back there.
I was trying to change the subject. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I was laughing.
All right. Well,
Somehow we made Alex speechless.
yeah. Well,
And I didn't even say anything. I just had to laugh at him. And I do that so often. It never has that effect.
I hope people enjoyed the show if anybody listened. I do got to say that the Wednesday show has done more for
Our own enjoyment.
our own personal enjoyment than anything
Yeah.
else. Nothing
I'm
really
having
gets
fun.
Nothing gets accomplished. Nothing
No.
but you know what though? You'll hear a little bit of something though from time to time. Every show you'll get something political.
That'd be a little nugget
a little worthwhile nugget somewhere in there.
somewhere. It'd take you 2 hours to get those 4 minutes of sane.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's some. I think there's a hidden genius to the show that people don't see.
We had what alcoholics refer to as a moment of clarity.
You can always pull one of those out of your butt, can't you?
Oh my gosh, can we stop talking about butts?
I didn't even think about that. Until just now.
My gosh, you're like Mikey. You're obsessed.
Pull it out of thin air. Pull it out of thin air. That's what it is. What happened? Oh, never mind. At any rate, I still can't believe it's so windy out.
It's raining.
No, it's okay.
Reporting from the center of the storm. This is Greg Bowen.
Greg Bowen, out at Newport Richie. How's the weather out there, Greg?
We've got hail the size of canned hams.
Canned hams, that's amazing. I heard it's a 2-for-1 special at Sweet Bay.
Well, they're coming down 2 for 1 at a time.
Ow, it hit me in the face. I think I got one over here, too. Mine was a butterbean. Oh, Greg's dying.
You're
Greg's
killing
dying.
Greg.
Greg's don't die, Greg. We
Nobody
don't
knows how to run the machines.
We don't know how to stop the show. Don't die, Greg. Damn it. Stay alive, man.
I thought you didn't want to stop the show.
It's 12:40.
We're 10 minutes over already.
We are 10 minutes over. How you feeling, Danielle? You still ready to choke me out?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really? Still now? Come on. You've laughed a lot since, though. I said some nice things. You got the cool breeze kicking in here. Should be happy. Say you're happy.
I'm happy.
Say you forgive me.
I'm happy.
Say you forgive me.
I'll forgive you.
Are you having any fun?
Yeah.
You're having fun now. Mm-hmm. It took a couple moments of, hey, look, man, we never get to do that on the air. That's kind of fun.
What?
You know, where it's just, we're going back and forth and, we're opposing sides and going back and forth. We don't
You
get
do
to
that twice a week. What are you talking about?
Not on air.
Yeah.
Oh, we do? Well, never goes
You
down to
just
that
don't
level.
piss her off to the point where she gives you a look that would kill a charging rhino.
I'm not gonna lie, that look could totally kill a charging rhino. That charging rhino would keep going and then stop in his tracks and be like, you know, man, fuck this shit. I ain't doing it. I ain't even going over there. You see how pissed off that bitch is? You know, like no way, I'm out. So you handle that. You handle that.
Nothing calms an angry woman like calling her a pissed off bitch. I tell you what.
Well, that was meant with love. Was that meant with love?
I can't even, I don't even want to say why that word isn't one that I would like. It's only because the one that we use is worse.
I can't use that one on the air.
I know, that's why I'm laughing because I can't say it.
All right.
I'll take that as the term of endearment because the one that we really use is worse.
Well, you gotta have a little lateral movement there. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, how do you like your bulletin board behind you?
He will do anything to change the subject.
It has 3 phone numbers on it. 2 of them I will never need again.
Well, I didn't know that. You can get rid of them if you want to, man. It's your bulletin board. It's not my bulletin board.
It's going to be interviews. Like any person we interview, their number will go up there.
Oh, you know who we're going to have on the air, by the way? You know what? Maybe we'll do him for the Wednesday show.
Who's that?
Sean Law.
Oh, no. Do them on Friday.
You want to do him Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not this Friday.
Do you know who Sean Law is?
No.
All right, we'll tease this. Well, it's not going to be this Friday, so be. Do you know the story about the guy in Longwood, Florida, who is growing food in his front yard in a natural way, who has been fined by the city of Longwood $160,000 so far? No, $110,000 so far.
No.
Have you seen this interview? You haven't seen the
have
interview.
not.
Okay.
Interesting.
There is a gentleman by the name of
Okay,
Sean.
it's not a tease if you go into the entire
Yeah,
story right
we've
now.
gone beyond tease.
Okay. I've done enough then, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I talked to him on the phone last night, and we're able to do an interview.
Okay.
That's still, I'm in the privy there, right?
Yes, you're still in the...
That was
Great.
just more explanation stuff. Not this Friday, but probably next Friday.
No, next Friday we have Bill Walsifer on, I think.
Well, we can do more than one person.
Okay, we'll see.
One for hour one, one for hour, or what? Bill will be hour number 2. Oh, you
Yes.
can't have 2 for hour 2, though.
Right.
Well, we'll put him on hour 1 or hour 3, or maybe we'll do him another time and put him in the main show hour. I like him though. I if you haven't seen the thing, I can't. Damn it! I almost did it again.
You're really having a hard time with this whole tease thing, huh?
I'm not a teaser, you know.
Spoiler
I like
alert.
to get in there, get it done, handle it. Let's get the story out there. You know, I'm talking about the story. I don't know what you people are talking about. I'm talking about a story. Yeah, I still don't get what's so funny. You guys are laughing. Greg looks like he's going to pass over.
He really has no idea why that's funny. Which is
Are you saying because this is? You're putting a sexual connotation on it? I see.
No, you put a sexual connotation on it.
I didn't. I did
the
not.
only one that didn't
Hold on.
get it.
bunch of perverts.
I didn't put a sexual connotation on it. You guys put one on there. There's a difference. You know what it is? Your guys' mind's in the gutter, not mine. I'm where I need to be.
I would never be elevated to the gutter.
I can't think that high.
I'm the kind of dirty you can't wash off.
I'm the kind of dirty.
You can't
Wow, he's got some zingers. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, it's too bad his mic hasn't worked this whole time. The show would have been so much better.
It's amazing.
Imagine what the show would be like if Greg could actually have contributed to the show.
Participated this whole time.
We'll see. Moving forward,
Yes.
Friday's going to be a big test for you, Big A. You think
It
you're ready?
will be.
Are you ready for it?
I'm going to have to get into the rhythm of actually
you
being
gonna-
able to participate.
Did you see how you just looked? Is the camera on you right now?
No, thank
Put it
God.
on you. Put it on you and you should do
No.
it again.
No.
Put it on, come on, Greg. Put it on you and do it again.
No.
Come on, Greg. One time. 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. Just do it 10 seconds. Come on, man. That was so cool. You don't know what that looks like, so you need to record it so you can see. We'll just make it live so everybody else can too.
Oh, yeah, so everyone else besides the people in this room
Look,
can laugh at
that
me.
will be a dance breakthrough at the bar. Like, people are going to be like, nah, 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 nah.
White people have been doing that for decades.
Do Bowen. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but you had a very unique white guy dance, though. I mean, it was not just your regular run-of-the-mill one. You had something going there. I mean, it had feeling, man. I felt where you were at. I was picking up what you were putting down. You know, some people just listen to Jimmy, man. I hear him. So
You can't hear Jimmy.
So that was a good show, right?
Still a good show, I guess.
Well, that shit got tense for a little bit, though.
He's going to keep talking until he thinks I'm not mad anymore.
Yes.
You still mad?
We can end the show.
You'll live through the night now.
There you go, folks. That's the way it was. All right, well, the website address, 1787network.com. Phone number if you wanted to call the program is 1-800-525-4032. Refresh Telecom because they won't give your information to the feds. Did that more for the commercial. I could have just said Refresh Telecom. Thank to all the sponsors. Luckily, they don't listen to this show.
Because they pull their sponsorship.
They sponsor the Friday show. The sponsors are not responsible for the Wednesday show, but don't let me keep the equipment or we'll figure out a way to use it. They should take this shit away from me on Friday at 1 o'clock. Be like, we'll bring it back we'll bring it back Friday morning, 8 o'clock.
The funny thing is that our show ends at noon.
Well, we get some time afterwards. So. Nothing wrong with that. That's what makes you American.
You get some cuddle time before it all goes away.
Yeah. Just want to talk to him. You know, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? You ready for Ohio, by the way, too, Greg?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I still got a call this week too. I got to figure out if we're gonna be able to do it inside or not. Would you rather do play-by-play inside or outside interviews?
I don't know. Inside, I think. Play-by-play. Inside.
You're inside, right?
I would think so.
If you're making one decision or the other, you're inside.
Yeah, I think so.
Where are you at?
I already told you I'm outside.
You're not inside.
I want to be able to focus on what we're supposed to do in there.
Tough call. I hate being the decider on this one. Or either one of you veto the other way, which you really can't do, but...
Well, I've already said that we can compromise and you guys just vote whatever way I tell you.
I'll do that.
Oh, no, I'm down with proxy.
I trust Danielle's opinion on a vote.
Hold on,
so.
I'm going to be paying attention, though, so if I want to change my shit up, I'm going to say, I know on that. You know what I'm saying? I get a couple vetoes. Can I get a number of vetoes?
2.
I'm down with the 2 veto.
Okay.
I'm down with 2 veto.
Then I'll be inside. That's fine.
No, we're going to alternate, though.
No, I can't do both.
So you're just not going to be on the whole time?
I can't.
Hey, Greg, do you want to play-by-play? Is that what we're going to do? Well, on the breaks, you're over, though.
I'm on the breaks. I can go on.
When the business is on, then you're on.
But I can't. I can't pay attention to what's going on in the show or where we're at and pay attention to the business meeting.
Well, the show's the business meeting, though.
No.
I can't be talking over air when I need to be focused on the business at hand.
Okay. We're giving them the business meeting. She's going to be at the business
meeting.
Dude,
did you see what's going on with your mustache, by the way? Have you seen this?
Do you own a mirror, Greg Bowen?
Never seen it. Have no idea.
You got a lot going on there. Dude, next year, seriously, you can go somewhere for Halloween and be Raleigh Fingers. Like, you don't hook it up the way Raleigh hooks his up, though? Or hooked his up? I'm sure he doesn't wear that now. But you got the business. You got the potential for that. God bless you, man.
Bitchin' mustache. That's
That's America. I'd have to cut it off. Not on you, I'm saying on me.
But hold you down and cut your bitchin' mustache off.
No, I wouldn't. I would protect you. I would protect you. So I want you to keep growing it. I want the option of Raleigh Fingers in Halloween of 2014.
Awesome.
Can we get? Is it possible? Is there a chance? Are you saying there's a chance? Oh, there's a chance. Oh, is there a chance? Oh, is there a chance? Because that's a whole lot more. What are you looking at over there, Danielle? What is that?
Is she looking up Raleigh Fingers?
She's not looking at Raleigh Fingers. No. She was looking at Abe Lincoln, but then she was looking at a girl. What is that? Right? Oh no, those are flowers. Never mind. Yeah, oops. My bad. Do we want to end this show or what?
We've tried a few times. You just keep talking.
Oh, are you blaming me? Don't blame me. Blame my genetics, man. My son's the same way. You're listening off the rails with Alex Snicker, Danielle Alexandra, and Greg Evil Bowen. Have a good evening, guys. Well, turn the music on. Why don't you just key to music and I'll shut up, man? Damn it, off the rails, bitch!